is on the air. Broadcasting live on the Fanatic app and YouTube channel. Here are your hosts, John Kincade and Andrew Salciunas. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
And a good Wednesday morning to you, Philadelphia. I'm Andrew Salciunas alongside my man, John Kincade, on this debate day, Adam Schefter Wednesday. And for those of you sickos who stayed up and watched the Phillies game last night, congratulations. You watched the victory.
Yay.
That's a good win.
I fell asleep.
Yay.
I fell asleep a few times. I am not going to lie. I went in and out.
I saw the Phillies go up 2-0. I saw Aaron Nola dazzling. And I said, oh, man, vintage Knowles is back. I'm going to sleep. I watched about 2 innings. Phillies win 4-3
See, you're lucky
that
you did that. I fell asleep. The NBA game put me to sleep. That was the most, there was no compelling nature to that.
Yeah, the last 3 games have been blowouts, even though they've been going back and forth in terms of who's winning between the Spurs and the Thunder. But last 3 games have been blowouts. But the Phillies get the win yesterday, and they beat the Padres 4-3. They're now back over 500 after they took their dip below 500 during that series with the Guardians. They've won this series already in San Diego.
That's
and
nice.
This is a very important stretch. We've been talking about this stretch for some time now because as you keep on going back in the season, you look back to what some of the storylines, and obviously one of them was, when are they going to fire Rob Thompson? And when they fired Rob Thompson, we looked at the schedule that was ahead of them. We said, if they're going to get back to 500, if they're going to recreate this 2022 magic when they moved on from Girardi at the right time, is this the right time to move on from Thompson? And they went on a tear, right? They started winning games, series after series. They got a couple of sweeps mixed in there. And then the Guardians series happened. We knew that this would be a difficult stretch. Guardians, Padres, Dodgers, Padres. And so far, yeah, they lost 1 series, but they've already won another.
Well, remember after Rob Thompson came in, they went on the tear.
Yes.
And then I want to remind everybody that then they came back after the All-Star break. And everybody was like, okay, they're coming back home, and they played the Cubs. Mm-hmm. And the Cubs came back into Citizens Bank Park and swept them.
Yep.
And everybody went, well, that was just a mirage. No, it wasn't. A series like that happened.
Did they sweep them twice that year? Didn't they sweep them in the last week of the season?
It could have happened too, but whatever went on, it happened. It's like the things happened in their time frame as far as whatever it is. I don't put too much into what happened last weekend. Was great pitching, but last night, I find it promising. I just had a good feeling about this West Coast trip. It's off to a good start. That doesn't mean that it can't take an ugly turn. But today, with Christopher Sanchez on the mound going for Phillies history in an afternoon baseball game,
love it.
I feel good about it. And you wonder what if momentum really does matter to something. If you go in and sweep the Padres, could momentum really start to build where this team could sustain something for a little bit of a while?
Well, you know what the talk's going to be in the next series, how they match up with the Dodgers.
Sure.
Which, during the regular season, the Phillies typically match up pretty well with them.
They tend to beat the Dodgers in the season series.
And then they were just a bad pitch and 1 throw and one bad swing.
Yeah,
they're a good club. They would have beaten the Dodgers in 5 games had there been a 5th game. So Phillies get the win yesterday. Couple of notes from yesterday's game. Kyle Schwarber was in the leadoff spot yesterday. Trey Turner, who has been struggling mightily.
Magic.
He's been horrible.
He's been horrible.
They drop him in the order, 1 spot, and he goes 2 for 5 with a home run yesterday. How about Bryce Harper with a home run yesterday? 2 for 2 with a walk, or 2 walks yesterday.
2 walks was what I am I a goober to say that the 2 walks to me was actually more promising to see this team working counts and taking some walks? That was actually surprising. Like that was exciting to me to see this team be a little more selective. I want base runners.
Yeah.
I want guys getting on base and everything like that. I'm excited to see it.
And then, of course, the big story, Aaron Nola. 6 innings, just 3 hits allowed, 2 earned runs, strikes out 5, no walks. And he looked really good yesterday, right? I know he gives up the 2 runs in the 4th inning, the right 4th inning. Aaron Nola has his bad inning, but him settling down after that, again, I went to bed after 2, but him settling down after that is probably the best thing that I can take away from yesterday, because we've seen Aaron Nola give up a couple runs, crooked innings, and the next inning it's not a shutdown inning either. Maybe he gives up a run, but yesterday he shuts down the Padres for 2 more innings. He pitches 6. I mean, that's it. You will take that in outing out of any starting pitcher,
especially
let alone Aaron Nola.
One of your back end rotation guys. I'll take it. I'll take it every single time. And Connor, I know that I saw you put out the tweet. I had nodded off, then I woke up again. I saw you put out the tweet where it's like, okay, it's the Aaron Nola experience. And I think everybody in the Phillies fan base was there with you.
Yeah, going from a no-hitter to 2 runs given up in 2 pitches is not ideal. But this is the 5th straight. So the Phillies have made it a full time through the rotation. Every single starter in a row has given them a quality start. They're going good right now on the mound.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, if they're going to be carried, they're not going to be carried by this lineup. They're going to be carried by this rotation. This rotation is going to be the backbone of what they do because the batting order sucks. The batting order sucks. It's a bad team that Dave Dombrowski
built.
Man,
they had some right-handed pop yesterday. JT Realmuto with a home run.
Oh, stop.
Trey, too?
JT Realmuto now has 2 home runs on the season. He's batting .231. There's some
It's great. Guys swinging for the fences instead of swinging the I'm glad the launch.
I don't think JT Realmuto's swinging for the fences. I think JT Realmuto's swinging to try to hit the ball.
Well, the launch angles they talked about in the broadcast last night, you could have fallen asleep by then. The launch angle thing is they've been trying to get, can you hit more line drives? Can you get more? Can they tell them all? Could you hit more line drives? Could you stop trying to swing for the fences and just put the ball in play is what they're trying to preach to these guys, and they haven't been listening. They're not listening to them. So can you
now
put?
They're not listening. I thought with Kevin Long.
No, that's what they're trying to, because Kevin Long is the guy who preaches putting the launch angle. His launch angle is his thing. That's his.
Yeah, but Mattingly.
That's his magic.
Clearly
and that's
his thing.
Mattingly's saying to them, put the ball in play. Let's hit line drives. Let's see what we can do about getting base runners. Let's stop doing it. So we'll see. The solo home runs is cute.
Fired Kevin Long.
It's night. Well, unfortunately, yeah. What are we going to have? We're going to have then Bryce will he'll sulk, and then we'll have Trey Turner will sulk and Schwarber will sulk. Then we'll have problems. We'll have.
This leads us to our topic today, which is unbelievable.
Yes.
What is your relationship like with this Phillies team? And the reason why I bring it up, not because of John's voice that he was just doing.
Oh.
I'm going back to myself first, but man, we can add it to it with what you just did 30 seconds ago. Yesterday, at the end of the show, we were talking about this upcoming Phillies game, or yesterday's Phillies game, and I told you guys I was not going to be staying up. You guys are sickos. I'm not staying up 9 innings. It's 9:40 start. Get the hell out of here. Good for you guys. And I said, I'm pretty sure verbatim, will I watch Aaron Nola give up runs as I'm dozing off to sleep in the second inning? That's bad fandom. Like, I'll be honest. I'll call myself out. Like, that's being a bad fan. Now, there's reason behind it. I don't think I am wrong to believe that Aaron Nola could give up some runs.
You have PTSD is what it is that you've lived through it enough and you've seen enough of this team.
But it's not a good attitude to have going into a game.
You are not expecting a different result because of what you've seen out of this team over and over and over again and what they've given you. I don't blame you for your opinion or your thought process, but it is bad fan. It is bad fan behavior, but we're all guilty of bad fan behavior from time to time.
You mean Bryce is good as a soul?
No, that's not. No,
that's fair. That's fair fandom, Connor.
It's fair fan behavior because it's documented fact is that he's going to try to be the GM of the team. He's going to dictate things. He's going to try to complain.
Your man Magic Mattingly had every chance to move on from him, and he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He wanted him.
He doesn't call the shots as far as who's fired. Dave Dombrowski does.
All right, Dave likes him, and Preston likes him, and all these guys like him.
No, Turner does. Schwarber does. Harper does.
You know, we
had to
hit our Kevin Long quota. We haven't talked about it.
And by the way, Schwarber wasn't going to resign here, reportedly, unless he was here.
Well, then thank God for Kevin Long.
God. I got to tell you this.
Because the Phillies would literally be under 500 without Kyle Schwarber right now.
Well, that's great. I said, we'll check back on this in a few years and see how much it really paid off. But it's going to be the idea is that we're dictating that the hitting coach of one of the worst hitting teams in baseball, that they continue to follow his Bible of what he wants to do is dictated. Yeah, so I have a bad relationship with that because I think it's a ridiculous thing that 3-star players who are not performing up to the level that we need them to be, except for Schwarber.
Harper's been playing pretty well,
that they
too.
dictate.
We'll
yeah, he's having a below-average season. Is that they will
No, he's not, but okay.
You are
he
insane,
is.
This is
but
the
we
craziest.
dictate.
But we'll get to
You
it.
are having a hell of a morning.
He is. He's having a below-average season, but it's okay. But it dictates that they dictate who the hitting coach is. When the hitting coach isn't doing a damn thing again.
Bryce Harper stinks.
And they're no. Now you're making up
Trey
fake
Turner's
arguments.
terrible.
You're making up fake. Well, no.
Well, Trey Turner's actually
Trey Turner's been terrible
Trey Turner
this year.
has been terrible this
He's
year.
been terrible. Yes, I will say that.
His on-base percentage is below 300.
Connor, he's been terrible.
He's had a terrible season.
But the arguments that we're going to have are not going to be your fake little spins. They're going to be the real things that are actually said.
Oh, so fake little spins. Now.
No,
Okay. We'll get to it.
no, Bryce Harper's terrible. No, that's never been said. So we're going to keep them to real things that are said, so you can't spin them to what they're really saying.
Brandon Porter, this is the beauty of YouTube. All right, Brandon Porter on our YouTube chat goes, "I'm waiting for John to complain about Harper," and then it's a little delayed, and then you just start complaining about Harper, and he literally says, "There we go."
There it is. There it is.
All right. So what is our relationship like with this Phillies team? Because John and I have talked about this a lot. There's a lot of revisionist history with the 2022 Phillies. That people hated them.
No, they did.
People despised the 2022 Phillies. They did not even want them to make the playoffs. I remember arguing with people. Oh, I want them to miss the playoffs and get embarrassed and blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, Dancing on My Own happens, and now we act like we always loved that team. People didn't. People hated that team. People hated JT Realmuto. And
JT
Realmuto
so, was despised.
Yeah, the comments that
going
he made.
into that, he was ripped.
Yeah.
We did shows on it.
Bryce Harper hasn't been worth it. Like, there are a lot of things being said about the 2022 Phillies and how much of a disappointment they were and that they sucked. And then the magical run happened, and now everybody is the number one Phillies fan. And I love that. I love when people love their teams. And then the last couple of postseasons have happened where it has not been great. And this year, they came out the gate horribly, but they're back over 500 again. Have the last couple of postseasons impacted people's love with this team enough where they don't really find joy watching the Phillies all the time? Like, I'm trying to figure out where we're at because 2022, you guys didn't like them. That you guys really didn't like them.
No.
And it's okay to say, yeah, I didn't like them at the time. Where are we at now with them?
By the way, do you think they're a likable bunch?
I mean,
like let's start with that.
I don't really like Bryce Harper's
No, you
toothpaste.
use the term likable. Kyle Schwarber, I can tell you, is from personal interactions, is an incredibly likable person. Like he is incredibly likable. Do you find them a likable bunch?
Let's go to the order yesterday. Schwarber, yes. Trey Turner, no. The guy can't even have fun with Elmo. Like I don't find Trey Turner as like a likable guy. I'm sure he's a nice person. I don't know.
I'm sure that but like nice person. I think Trey Turner seems like he'd be a good family man.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'd be a good family. Bryce Harper, good family man.
Yeah,
everything like that. Bryce Harper, he's not liked in Major League Baseball by his peers. He's not a likable. Like these guys aren't likable. The Phillies aren't a likable bunch.
His off season has changed the way a lot of people feel about him. Like everything that took place during this offseason.
Not elite, sulking about Dave Dombrowski.
Now, look, as much as I could complain about Brandon Marsh, the player at times.
He's likable as hell.
He's a likable guy. Look.
That's
Brandon,
my dude.
Like, I can't hate on Brandon Marsh.
Now, the weird thing is I will tell you, I find he has not performed ever to a level that I thought he would reach, but I find Bryson Stott a likable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Likable type.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Phillies as a bunch.
I would never have a beer with JT Realmuto.
No.
I've said that 100 times.
No.
Like,
JT would walk right by you and you turn to stone.
I think they're like 50-50. The problem is some of the guys that you can't really relate with are some of the guys that have struggled that are also some of their biggest
Well, they're
keys.
the biggest paid players. Like, Edmundo Sosa might be my favorite player from a personality standpoint on the Phillies,
likable.
and he's a role player.
I could tell you that Philly fans, no matter how much they complained about him, and this is just personal interactions, if they were just at Stateside Live interacting with people, they would have loved Nick Castellanos among the top 5 players on the team. They would have loved Phillies fans just hanging out with, would have loved Nick Castellanos. Yet Nick Castellanos was painted as the Antichrist because some of his antisocial behavior, by the way.
Sure.
He created some of that with his behaviors as a teammate, the way he did things.
Well, and the way that he handled the media sometimes.
But exactly. But the funny thing is that he didn't.
Loved.
And then he would treat you like in a personal interaction. You go, dude,
yeah,
he's really likable. And I would watch him with the staff of the Phillies, with the staff of the stadium, and go, wow, Castellanos is like 10 times more likable than almost every single person in that clubhouse. Right. The way he treated people. It's like, I don't think they're a likable bunch, though.
All right.
Aaron Nola, you think's that likable?
He's
not
unlikable.
He's a 50-50. He doesn't do anything.
No, but I can tell you this. Zach Wheeler is a wonderful person.
Yeah.
Like in a personal interaction. But nobody knows Zach Wheeler.
Right.
Like I don't think they're very.
I know that guy can pump 98.
He's
right
freaking
side.
awesome.
That's what I know about Zach Wheeler.
Exactly. So I don't think they've made themselves a likable bunch.
All right. So what's your relationship like with this Phillies team? Because we talk about the roller coaster ride that has been this Phillies bunch. I think our relationship with them have been a roller coaster ride as well. So let us know, 610-632-0975. Now, another question for you to start this morning off. Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts will speak to the media today. Sirianni, a press conference. Hurts, I believe, I don't know if he's going to sit at a podium or be outside his locker.
I think it'll be
probably podium. It's Jalen. It's the franchise quarterback of the Philadelphia freaking Eagles.
And he's talking for like the kickoff of the new year.
So, honest question.
As opposed to a dishonest one.
Do you want them to be asked about A.J. Brown? Like, just asked about him, whether it's have you talked to A.J., your feelings on the situation, blah, 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 blah. Because as of today, he is still a teammate of Jalen Hurts. And as of today, he is still a player on the team that Nick Sirianni is the head coach of. I know how this goes. We all know what the story is, so maybe nobody even asks it because what's the point?
They're asking.
It's like the Howie Roseman presser from a couple months ago where he goes, do you really think I'm going to answer that question? Because he's been asked 5 different times. You're just hoping that maybe, if you're a media member, you're hoping that one of them slips and finally says something. Do you want Nick Sirianni or Jalen Hurts to be asked about A.J. Brown?
Can I ask the question that I would say to right now? Well, first off, the Howie question. Why is A.J. Brown not here? Simple question. You don't have to get into any of the drama.
It's voluntary.
Are you trading him? Are you trading him? Are you trading him? Is there
his answer would be it's voluntary minicamps. It's not mandatory.
So has he expressed a reason why he's not here? Because there have been other voluntary camps where he's been.
A.J. Brown is an Eagle.
yeah.
That's what you're going to get.
That's exactly what he would get. Because we're 4 days away. Like
exactly.
At this point,
but I absolutely want to hear from Jalen Hurts. And absolutely Jalen Hurts will be asked a question about it. Because the Eagles have arguably the best press corps to cover them in the NFL. McClain's been recognized by his peers as the best beat writer in the NFL by his peers. And then you just talk about the guys that we talk to on a weekly basis and all the time. They're the best. I absolutely think he will be asked a question about.
Do you want them to?
Yes.
Connor?
I can't wait for the answers.
Do you want them to be asked about A.J. Brown?
Not at all. Like, not even remotely.
Right, why?
There's plenty that I want to hear from Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts that has nothing to do with A.J. Brown. There are some major questions. I know what the answer is on A.J. Brown or the non-answer is. Now, I know they're going to be asked. I'm not going to be mad that they're going to be asked. That's the reality of the situation. But if you ask me this press conference, like how they feel about number 11 is so low on the list for me with these two guys.
Don't ask that question then. Jalen, I gave you the question for Howie. Jalen, are you concerned that you could enter this season without A.J. Brown in your wide receiver room?
Oh, if it's about not having him on the field.
No, that's what I'm saying. That could be the question.
Anything A.J. Brown related.
Jalen, I'm fine with that.
Jalen, are you concerned going into a year where you guys want to bounce back and try to get back to a Super Bowl that you could be doing it without A.J. Brown?
Yeah, I understood this more as like the current situation. Like if it's on the field, what are you going to do with wide receiver 1 leaving the building potentially? Like that all is germane to me. But I'm more focused on, hey, you got a brand new offense. Nick, how much you grabbing the reins? Jalen, how are you feeling about what Sean Mannion and you have talked about? Because he's been effusive in his praise of you. That's what I'm really interested today more than what's going on with AJ.
That's the thing is, though, is you're going to get that's where you're going to get the coach speak, player speak answer.
Oh, you're going to for the AJ stuff, too.
The AJ, no. Give me the AJ Brown answer.
AJ Brown's an Eagle.
No, that's not. You can't answer that question with that. No. Are you concerned? No. Are you concerned that AJ is not going to be an Eagle in a year where you have to bounce back? That he could be leaving your room. You've obviously heard all the reports. You obviously hear all the buzz. Are you concerned?
Well, he's currently on the roster, so we'll see. That's what you're going to get.
Look, here's
that doesn't answer it though. I honestly
could do without them asking anything about AJ Brown today, and here's why: because the real story won't come out today. The real story
it'll come out June 2nd, 3rd, or 4th.
The real story's coming out next week, so they can give me any coach speak or any way to dance around a question they want. The real story from anonymous sources inside the building, that comes out next week. So I honestly, John, I'm hoping to watch both press conferences and not hear a single A.J. Brown question because I don't think I'm going to get anything.
I believe it is already, by the way, there are 2 already ready to fire next week.
I'm sure.
Ready to fire.
They're just ready to hit post.
Next week that are going to be, here's what some people are saying of what went down.
And it all happened 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
All right, coming up next. Do you get angry hearing things like what I will tell you next, or do you just tip your cap? That, and it is week 3 of debate day. And John has debates in his DMs. Connor has one.
Funny ones.
I'm glad that debate day's picking up some steam. So we'll start that coming up next. And your answers to what your relationship is with the Phillies, 610-632-0975. And do you want Nick and Jalen to be asked about A.J. Brown today? It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5, The Fanatic Sports Update.
Bills take the series in San Diego. I'm Connor Thomas. The Phillies found another win out in California late last night, a 4-3 final to take the series win over the Padres. Aaron Nola went 6 innings and allowed only 2 runs, delivering the Phils their 5th straight quality start. Turner, Harper, Realmuto all homered in the game as well. And Don Mattingly talked after the game about Nola's performance.
No walks again, 2 in a row. And I know that the underlying numbers of last outing was really good. So we were feeling good about where he's been going. Just kind of kept him off balance all night. Like the way he's going.
Now, even though the Phils have already won the series, it is not over yet. Game 3 is today at 4:10 p.m. as the Phils go for the sweep. Christopher Sanchez faces Walker Buehler in the pitching matchup. Sanchez is 3 2/3 innings away from the longest scoreless inning streak in franchise history, so something to certainly watch this afternoon. The Eagles got OTAs going yesterday. Nick Sirianni will meet with the media today at 11:40. Jalen Hurts at 1:55, so we'll keep you updated on what they have to say. We'll hear that live here on the Fanatic when those guys talk. The Thunder took a 3-2 lead in the Western Conference Finals in the NBA last night, and the Golden Knights swept their way to the Stanley Cup Finals. Adam Schefter will join us coming up at 8:05. Dave Zangaro of NBC Sports Philadelphia will join us at 9:05 for an update on Eagles OTAs. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
This hour of Kincade Salciunas is presented by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White, they're here for the pro.
All right, it is 6:30 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Scanning the YouTube chat during the break, our man MBD, one of our questions for you today is whether or not you want Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts to be asked about A.J. Brown. However you want to phrase the question, do you even want A.J. Brown brought up to Sirianni and Hurts, who are speaking for the first time? OTAs began yesterday. MBD says, on the AJ/Jalen thing, I would like to know the origin story of their falling out. Not that I care about the drama, but if their issues force out the best wide receiver in team history, I deserve to know why. I absolutely agree, MBD, which is why coming up at 8:30, 2 hours from now, this show likes to get on the record. We get on the record with predictions of Philly seasons,
sure,
Sixers games, and same game parlays and all that kind of stuff. At 8:30 today,
sometimes we're actually good at it.
We get on the record with what we think was the fallout. So if you want to send in some answers now, like what your theory is of the AJ and Jalen fallout, because at some point I need to try to have fun with it so I don't go crazy. Send them in. You can text them into the Davis Honda text line at 610-632-0975 or YouTube it. So, MBD, you and I are on the same page. I would love to know what it is. I don't think we'll know until after the trade. We've talked about this a lot. And you want to say shame on the reporter, say whatever you want, right? Like, there is definitely a reporter that knows a lot and will probably wait until the trade happens.
We're going to find out
next
week.
Information out. Absolutely. Or like you said, within 72 hours. And I told you, I bet my house on that. I found a market that took that kind of money on that kind of a bet.
By the way, John Marks, completely disagrees.
Yeah, I know he does.
He is in complete disagreement. He does not think that he doesn't think there's a story in the chamber. I think there's a story in multiple chambers from multiple writers locally that will come out. That is just waiting to be fired off.
Yeah.
Regarding this story.
Has John Marks gambled his house? Because I put my house on the line.
Well, that's dangerous.
Well,
that's why you were doing yard work yesterday.
Damn right, man.
I've got a couch if you need it.
All right, thank you.
That's good.
All right, and we also have debate day. We'll get to in a moment. But real quick, does this make people angry or do they tip their cap when they hear that the Vegas Knights will be going to their third Stanley Cup Finals in their 9 years of their existence?
Makes me admire the Vegas Golden Knights. My buddy Darren Elliott is a vice president with them, so I'm happy for Darren. But makes me a little pissed.
Third appearance.
And they've
in 9
won
years.
one cup. They've won one cup.
Yeah.
They've missed the playoffs one time in their 9 seasons.
That's unbelievable. That's stupid. It doesn't make sense.
And this is, by the way, one of their worst seasons ever.
Right.
This is one of their worst seasons
ever. They fire the coach,
ever.
and then Torch is like, nah, I got this.
Yeah, Torch, because give me the keys.
I mean, it's unbelievable. And when you hear stuff like that, and the Knicks are going to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999, and you go, wait a minute, 2 years. 2 year longer drought than what the Sixers have been going through. When you hear that stuff, do you get angry? I don't know how to feel.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't it make you angry a little bit?
I'm almost more amazed that Vegas is doing this than I am angry at the Flyers' lack of ability to get back. It's unbelievable, the expansion.
I'm annoyed at the league a little bit because this to me says that the expansion process, there's something off about that. There's something that needs to be cut back on these expansion teams being able to compete right away. I think you should have to work up more to it. Maybe that's not validating what the Golden Knights have done, but I feel like I'm not annoyed at them. They took advantage of their situation so far as a new franchise or a newer franchise. So it's not a Knights thing; it's an NHL thing.
All right,
trivia. They didn't really. It's not like they had some huge advantage since, but there's an advantage that they've got that a lot of teams use in the NBA and the NHL. The tax-free lifestyle of Nevada.
Yeah, that helps.
And the NHL players, almost all the Golden Knights, live on 3 golf courses.
Oh yeah, that must be nice.
They're living out there. They're living tax-free. They're not getting their asses taxed off. And they're living in beautiful paradise. And, when they leave the hockey rink, they're in the weather's great year-round. And
that's why teams like Miami work as well.
Correct. Absolutely.
All right. Who was the player that they drafted via the Flyers in the expansion draft?
No idea.
Who did they get?
From
I don't
the
remember.
Flyers.
From the
I have no idea.
Flyers. How about that Pierre-Edouard Bellemare?
Oh, yeah, of course. How could we
yeah.
forget?
Man, you don't remember that?
We're just talking about him.
All right.
Connor was just saying if they only had him.
He was one of my guys.
Did you have a jersey of him? Because John Marks and I would like to see your
That's
jersey.
right. The best
No, I did not.
jersey,
Tomorrow
whether
night.
it's really good or really bad, tomorrow night. I love that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
we're gonna have some fun with that. I heard Bill Colarulo is going to stop on by 2 tomorrow night at the at the Chickies and Pete's in Marlton, New Jersey.
I love that.
So come on by and see us from 6 to 8 p.m. And you're the best Flyers jersey, the worst Flyers jersey, $100 gift cards to Rally House.
Your city, it's your house, man.
It's going to be fun. And Bill will be there to talk about all the things that Mr. Snyder would want to do to this
Austin Matthews,
to this
bring him
Flyers
home.
roster.
Let's go.
Bill wants to go.
I knew a kid named Austin growing up. Let's bring him home.
Bill wants to go back to the future. You know, let's go back to the golden days of just saying, let's go buy players.
All right. It is debate day. So in case you have not heard us doing this the last 2 weeks, this is week 3 of it. We ask you to tell us what you've been debating recently with your buddies at the bar, your spouse, your kids, whatever it is. And we either settle it if John and I are on the same page, which we were for some of them last week.
I think last week we agreed on all of them.
Or we
which
make
was
it
weird.
Yeah.
That's not usually, as you know, that's not usually the way it is.
Or we make it worse, and we are also debating it, and then that continues the debate. So we try to help you. What is it that you're debating at home in your own personal lives right now? And it doesn't always have to be sports, even though right now there is a big debate happening on our YouTube chat between MBD, Mopar, and other people about whether or not we should find the real story of Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown.
Well, they're never.
We absolutely should get the majority of it.
By the way, you can't ask that question in a press conference because they're never.
No, I know.
Answer it.
I know.
No, but some people are going to say.
But it's whether they want to. It's
question.
whether or not they want to. I want to know. He is the best receiver in Eagles franchise history, or should have been, I should say.
Should have been.
Should have been.
Remember, the guys, I'm trying to think of the other great Eagles wide receivers in history, and I don't remember any of them quitting on the team during games. I don't remember that ever happening with them.
I do remember sit-ups in the driveway. But
well, that did happen.
That did happen. Game,
no,
Connor.
T.O. came back. T.O. came back and played on a broken leg
with a
6
plate
weeks.
in his leg. It was unbelievable.
6 weeks after a broken leg. So no matter what nonsense T.O. pulls in his life, I'm always going to remember that.
All right, so if you have a debate that you want us to try to settle or make worse, send them into the Davis on a text line, 610-632-0975. But that's not the only form of communication. Johnny, you said you got a couple in your DMs.
Yes, a couple in the and I'm sorry that I hadn't checked. Like I hadn't checked
you're
some of these.
Married.
So there it is. So things went. I'll give you the first one that I got here. Is Andy Reid the all-time best Eagles coach over Nick Sirianni? And this is I can't really understand with the tag if it's someone's first name, last name, everything. So I'm not even going to do it. Is Andy Reid it's the number one thing that him and his buddies debate, and they cannot get together without this coming up.
Nick Sirianni is the greatest head coach in Eagles franchise history. If you asked me, I had one game and I needed to pick between the two. I'm picking. He's had the success that Andy Reid never had. He won a Super Bowl.
You're saying so Nick Sirianni is the greatest Eagles coach in history.
But if you were to ask me, like, Kyle Shanahan, I would take Shanahan over Sirianni right now in a one game. I'd take McVay in one game over Sirianni.
Well, I got to tell you, I have to say Nick Sirianni because in the two biggest stage games that I've seen Nick Sirianni coach against Andy Reid, I believe his staff and Nick Sirianni outcoached him. And I believe in regular season, I've seen Nick Sirianni's team appear to outcoach him. So I'm going to give Nick Sirianni the nod and the respect, even though I am a Andy Reid wonk.
All right.
I love Andy.
Connor, where would you fall on that?
I got to go Sirianni. I got to respect the ring.
Well, no, absolutely. But would you take him in a one-game playoff?
Remember, that's not the question.
I know. I'm asking my own. It's debate day, damn it.
Wow, double debate.
I would take Andy Reid still in a one-game.
I would also take it. Is it off a bye week? Well, I guess
Sirianni's undefeated.
Sirianni's great off the bye week.
Tough. Yes, give me Andy Reid. Like, the gut feels Andy Reid is the better, like, in a vacuum coach, but Eagles resume, it's Sirianni.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's Nick Sirianni. Jalen Hurts goes down as the best quarterback in Eagles franchise history because of what he's been able to accomplish. Not just winning the Super Bowl because, Nick Foles did it. Like, Hurts has done more. Hurts is the greatest quarterback in Eagles franchise history.
But the most talented, you could make a case for like McNabb. So
yeah, exactly.
No, I will make the case.
I'll make the case.
Yeah.
How many times have you heard if Randall had a real coach offensively? Randall Cunningham could have been the best. So, look, I mean, these are all debates that you have at the bar, and that's why we do debate day on hump day.
And the one thing which is interesting is what you just did is what he complains about is he says it always happens. No one can just keep the question to the question. With Andy Reid, Nick Sirianni, the question is who is the greatest coach? Not spiraling off into other questions. What's the question? I have to give it to Nick Sirianni.
I want Doug Peterson.
Because Nick Sirianni's the guy.
I will agree with that question.
He's the guy.
It's Nick Sirianni.
Yep. What can you do?
Coming up next, we'll get more of those throughout the course of the show on this Wednesday debate day. Speaking of debates, our relationship question about the Phillies today, we want some of your responses on it. You know, what's your relationship with the Phillies? Do you like them? Do you like the group of players? Do you even look at the group of players anymore, or are you only looking at results? I wonder how many people feel the way John Kincade feels about MV3 right now. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you could trade the entire tournament right on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you could trade every single match from the opening stage all the way to the final. Guys, this is a huge opportunity for you. We've got a big event, and it's coming. A $100 trade pays out $559 if they win soccer's biggest prize. They're going to be playing a match here in Philly at the Link. It is a huge moment and a huge chance for you to jump in on Kalshi. The best part about using Kalshi is you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. You got that versatility to make things work just the way you want it to. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and make sure you use code FANATIC to get $10 when you trade 10. Again, that's code FANATIC to get $10 when you trade 10 on Kalshi. Kalshi. Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Hall of Fame sports writer Jason Stark.
It's pretty clear.
to see their wonderful faces, check out youtube.com/975 The Fanatic Philadelphia. More of Kincade Salciunas coming your way. Now
it is 6:47 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, buckle up. Bryce Harper is a topic of conversation this morning via email from this guy named John Kincade.
He always is.
Phillies get the win yesterday, 4-3. Our question for you today: what is your relationship like with the Phillies? And I thought of this question because yesterday, literally at the end of the show, I was like, yeah, I'll probably be dozing off watching Aaron Nola give up runs. And, that's wrong. But it's also right to think that that could be a possibility with the way Aaron Nola's pitched the last 2 seasons with his ERA over 6.
You've had a couple of these bad fan moments, but the thing is, you're very honest.
Yeah, I'm always honest.
And the thing is, you're honest, but the average fan in this town can very much relate to what you're saying.
Yeah, how many people in Philadelphia, when Nola gives up a home run, goes, this guy? I would imagine when everybody.
When Connor said last night, when you put that tweet out, Connor, it was very relatable that this is the Aaron Nola experience that we've come to.
ERA plummeted yesterday, though, 5.72.
You know what? You know what though is that gosh, I want to see them with a red October, so I'm hoping that.
Yeah, of course, go Nola. I don't root against them. Let's go.
Aaron. I know you're not rooting against them. I'm like, okay, come on, Aaron, let's do it.
All right.
See what you can do.
Now, Bryce Harper has a nice night yesterday, and I wake up to an email from John Kincade.
No, this email came before that game.
Oh, okay, well, I don't check my email at night.
Well, I know you do.
That.
Pop up. You're asleep, pop up.
No, I just value other things in life more than my emails at 8 o'clock at night.
Well, I don't have a little kid to bathe.
Yeah.
Read a bedtime story too. I've called Live in Utah and said, "Do you want me to read you a bedtime story?" She's like, "Dad, I'm cool. I'm cool."
Yes, sir. Well, she's also 2 hours behind us, right?
I got it. Exactly. She's loving that, by the way.
So go ahead. Let's talk about Bryce.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about this. Is that I wanted to revisit it because we're a third of the way through the season.
All right.
And Bryce was offended at the not elite comments from Dave Dombrowski. That was what the entire offseason was about. He was offended at the not elite comments. So let's check in. Bryce Harper is not having a season that is matching even his career average in most categories. Not even his average career year. So the whole idea is that I don't want to say Dave Dombrowski's right, even though I do believe Dave Dombrowski's right. He hasn't played at an elite level for a couple of years. He's not an elite player. He isn't the Ohtani levels, the Judge levels, the elite players. And the fact that Bryce was so offended by it and made it such a big deal really sort of bothered me that he was. But I thought it was going to drive him. I thought it was going to really drive him to say, shove it.
Do you think he has not been driven?
I think he's been good. I think he's been good. It's been a good year. But the thing is, it's been I expected more of a
what did you expect?
I thought he was going to be more of a force personally. I thought he was going to be, first off, he talked about in the spring about how healthy he was. And he was glad to feel healthy. And, this is the best he's felt and how healthy. And I don't know if it was the raw milk or whatever.
But so far, he's having a better season than last year.
Because he is. He is absolutely.
With his health.
He absolutely is. He's having a better year than last. But it is the improvement is over last year is rather marginal. It's rather marginal. But most importantly, for his career averages, he's actually below in almost every category where his career average is. And to me, when I hear people talk about Bryce Harper's season this year, people are talking about it, and I hear it on this radio station even as if he's having a great year. Not having a great year.
All right, let me ask you something. If he finished the season batting .270 with 35 home runs and 96 RBI, would you take that?
Would I take it? Absolutely.
He's on pace for it right now.
By the way, I think he's getting screwed, and I will say this for Bryce Harper. I think he's getting screwed by his home runs, which I've been really excited about the home runs.
He's at 13 already.
Because I'm thinking, right now I'm looking at it, he's on pace for a 38 home run season or wherever it is. Because I think he's getting screwed by the fact that Trey Turner can't be on base.
Yeah.
I think there's other things that people aren't getting on base for him. So there are things
or he doesn't have a guy behind him in the
There are things that I will say in his favor as far as I'm concerned. No, I'm talking about his RBI numbers and stuff like that. So I do believe there are some things that in his favor he's getting screwed. But overall, I'm not going to be like this. Oh, he's having a great year.
He's pacing out right now for his highest home run total as a Philly.
That is correct.
His second highest RBI total as a Philly.
And he is on pace right now. He's pacing. He is below right now. He is below his career averages right now, where he's at in many categories.
But that's the career average of a two-time MVP and future first ballot Hall of Famer.
And that is where I'm revisiting the discussion of the offseason, where he was upset because the general manager or the president of Pobo, to speak your terms, Connor, the Pobo said he was not elite. That is what I'm revisiting. He was offended that he was being called not elite. He's showing again. He's not elite. He's having a good year, though. He's having a good year.
Yeah.
But
between him and Matt Olson, they're like toe-to-toe best first base in the National League right now.
But he's not. But he is. The whole idea is that he's not elite. And that is what he let his whole get in my feelings, try to shame the Pobo, try to embarrass the Pobo, wear the shirt, embarrass him, let me call him out. That was what this was all about. Whereas the Pobo is sitting there at the third mark going, yeah, he's not elite. Good year. He's having a good year.
I would say better than good. I don't think good is enough to say what Bryce Harper is.
Okay, how about this?
He's having a very good season.
I'm not going very good, but I'll give you good.
He's number one or second best first baseman in the National League right now.
Okay.
Like he is. And he is definitely the second best player on your baseball team right now.
Well, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna give you that on a the let's just put it this way. This isn't the Miss Brazil or Miss Venezuela pageant. We're not talking about a bevy of beauties that we're deciding who is the second best good-looking person in it.
But like we say about
not that I
Kyle
haven't watched
Schwarber
that
last year,
a few times.
If Kyle Schwarber wasn't on the Phillies last year, they're not in the playoffs. I could say the same thing about Bryce Harper with his season right now. They're not a game over 500, if not for what Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber have been able to accomplish.
Okay, I'm not going to argue that with you. I am not gonna argue that point.
Like they are carrying a baseball team. Or two guys are carrying a baseball team right now.
Three.
Offensively, the pitching staff. And three. You're right, Brandon Marsh.
But
the pitching
Sanchez
staff
too.
Yeah, I'm saying like the everyday guys. Like of the everyday players, those three, including Brandon Marsh, who hopefully he comes back relatively soon with the injury.
The middle finger inflammation.
He talked after the game last night, so he should be fine.
Did he give anybody the middle finger, though?
That
doesn't seem like Brandon because he's very charming.
So where are you at with Harper? We had this topic last year when it was not going well.
See, that went well, though, because like we agreed on more there than we disagreed on. But it's the idea is that
I think you're underselling what he's doing.
No,
this
but
year
what I'm telling you is that his offense of the offseason, he was proven wrong. He's proven wrong. He's not elite.
All right.
He's been proven wrong.
Now, I have another question that I want to ask, and I'm going to tie it to football.
Okay.
And a relatable topic that we have with football all the time about Bryce Harper. That comes your way next, and more debate day. All right? Your debates that you guys are having at the bar or at home will either help it or hurt it. We'll get into that next here on The Fanatic.
Now, on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A strong start from NOLA. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies found another win out in Cali late last night, a 4-3 final to take the series win over the Padres just through 2 games. Aaron Nola went 6 innings and allowed only 2 runs, delivering the Phils their 5th straight quality start. Turner, Harper, Realmuto, all homered in the game as well. Nola talked after the game about his performance.
No walks. All stuff felt pretty good. Felt like I got ahead pretty well, besides a few innings with 2 outs. Jumped in 2-0 kind of quick, but other than that, everything felt pretty good.
You could tell he was fired up by that performance. Always low-key, but last night he was very good for the Phillies. Game 3 is today at 4:10 p.m. as the Phils look to go for the clean sweep of the Padres. Christopher Sanchez faces Walker Buehler in the pitching matchup. Sanchez is 3 2/3 innings away from the longest scoreless inning streak in franchise history. The Eagles got OTAs going yesterday. Nick Sirianni will meet with the media today at 11:40. Jalen Hurts at 1:55, so something to listen to there. The Thunder took a 3-2 lead in the Western Conference Finals in the NBA last night. The Golden Knights swept their way to the Sports Philadelphia. Talks OTAs with us at 9:05. This update is brought to you by Mattress Firm. Waking up drained? Mattress Firm sleep experts will help you find the right bed for deeper rest. The Memorial Day sale. Mattress Firm, they make sleep easy. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Andrew, John, Connor, Kincade Salciunas, Philly Sports Talk, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, 7 a.m. here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic on this Adam Schefter Wednesday. Shefty joins us in an hour's time, 8 o'clock, 8:30. We get on the record, and you can too. You can text them in now or send them in via YouTube or voice memo or call in, however you want to be a part of the show. What do you believe was the fallout between Jalen and AJ? We'll have some fun with that coming up at 8:30. But right now, our topic is about our relationship with the Phillies. Now, we can open this up to all four teams. I don't think the relationship with the Sixers is all that high right now.
I think it's the worst.
The Eagles I find kind of interesting because the city is, I don't want to say split, but, like, there's a lot of Team AJ. There's a lot of Team Jalen. Like, it's weird. People don't like Nick Sirianni. We love Vic Fangio. Like, the relationship with the Eagles is very interesting to me, and they're the best team. They should get the most grace out of any team, even though they've also stepped in their own you-know-what with, like, the whole Kevin Patullo thing last year.
Don't you think, though, that with the Eagles, the Eagles are still the most beloved?
Yeah, they're the most beloved, but they're usually the most highly criticized,
well,
too.
because there's the pressure. But that has always been. That's always been the case.
Yeah.
The Eagles have always been the team, even in the day when the Phillies were the biggest team in this town. And I know you guys can't even imagine that there was a time when the Phillies' interest in this town dwarfed the Eagles by so much. The Phillies were the kings, and Major League Baseball lost its way.
Yeah.
And but the Eagles just always have been that lightning rod team. This is a football city. Enjoys it.
Well, what's our relationship like with the Phillies? Let's check the Davis Honda text line at 610-632-0975. But real quick, the question I wanted to run by you, and then we'll check our poll of the day from Dr. Avedon Appel and Iron Mountain Men's Health. It's the reason why our polls are strong for 4 hours every single morning. MBD and I are on the same page today, man.
It's a good football man. I tell you, that's a good football guy to have on your side.
Well, this is a baseball guy question.
Well, I don't know.
I have a question that spins it to football, but he and I are on the same page with where I'm getting at with this.
Okay.
You bring up Judge and Ohtani and how Bryce is not Judge.
He's not even in that
Ohtani.
discussion.
I'm not disagreeing with you with that.
Elite player, he's not in that
I'm
discussion.
not disagreeing in terms of those two players. My question, because NBD says Judge and Ohtani are in different solar systems. Let me ask you this. Should Judge Ohtani be Patrick Mahomes? Where we do the Mahomes is on a tier of his own, and then it's everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I can't compare Bryce Harper or
that's
anybody
what elite means
to those two players.
Well, then that's what
Played the
there is.
sport.
There is a chance.
So
and
then
that's
no
what,
one else is elite?
Well, that's what elite means.
But there can't just be one guy.
We still no, because if you start using elite, it is I don't know the exact definition, so I'm going to just spitball it. I think the word elite is the smallest of small, disproportionate group.
Yeah.
It is not meant to be, oh, well, there's not a lot of people who are elite, so we got to make it bigger. No, the term elite is supposed to be small.
That's what
it's
the Hall of
supposed
Fame,
to be
that's what the
elite.
Hall of Fame's doing.
It's not supposed to be we have to let in mediocre players into the Hall of Fame because we have to have people go to the Hall of Fame. Elite is supposed to be small. It's supposed to be a ridiculous level. When we talk about elite, we're not supposed to say, well, Ohtani and Judge, they're at this level, so we need more people to be in the elite club. No, we're supposed to say they're elite, the other players aren't.
Well, can Bryce Harper be elite and those guys be superhuman?
No. Just stop doing it with the elite. It's like our man, the bro, Jamie Lynch. We love Jamie. We love Jamie. Jamie and his
last weekend.
Jamie and his superstar stuff. Him and his superstars. Well, he's a star, but he's a superstar. And his superstar status, he gave superstar status to everybody. No, not everybody is a superstar. Superstar is Michael Jordan is a superstar. LeBron is a superstar. LeBron James, Michael Jordan. There are superstars. There are stars. There are superstars. Everybody can't be a superstar. That we want to make everybody feel good in today.
All right. What do we got as the poll of the day brought to us by Dr. Avedon Appel and Iron Mountain Men's Health there, Mr. Thomas?
All right, so our poll has to deal with the season that Mr. Maybe Elite Bryce Harper is having right now. How would you evaluate Bryce Harper's season so far for the Phillies?
All right, before you tell us the percentages, because I want everybody to give their answer around the room. So what are the options?
The options are elite, above average, average, or below average.
I will go above, but I will not go elite. I will not say that he's having an elite season, but I can't say average. I feel like that diminishes what he's been doing so far this year. Just the word's icky. It's kind of like when we do game manager. That sounds icky to me.
Now, remember, though, when I say average, I'm saying when I reference average, this is where I'm going to keep this argument to what I said and not spun into something else. It is his career average. His career average. He is below his career average in numerous statistics. In fact, the majority of statistics this year falls below his career averages. So I'm just saying that. I'm not saying he's having an average season. It's what Connor said earlier. His average season is a guy who's been a two-time MVP. So is factored into that. He's had some really great seasons that make his average season a hell of a lot better than the normal guy out
All right,
there.
well, then with the wording of that poll, what would you vote?
What was the numbers
How
again?
would you
Give me
evaluate Bryce Harper's season so far for the Phillies? Elite, above average, average, below average.
Above average.
All right, Connor?
Okay, I'm above average as well.
I'll give it above average.
All right. What
Now,
do we got?
This is interesting. 22% of responders are saying elite.
Wow.
Nearly a quarter of responders are saying he was having an elite season. Wow. 70%, the large majority, says above average. 9% said average. 0% so far
29%?
average. No, 9%.
9%.
Saying average.
No, who said elite?
Elite is 22%.
22%. Those 22%, they have trophy cases in their house or shelves where they're displaying all the participation trophies that they got for being in. I was in the soccer league. I was in the baseball league, and I display them. Because that's like, it's like, we're just going to feel good about things. This is not there's no universe where this is an elite year.
Apparently, for a quarter of people, it's this universe.
What do we have on the Davis Honda text line? Our question for you, and if you want to react to the Bryce Harper discussion, feel free.
Sure.
But our question is, what's your relationship like with this Phillies team? And also, I don't want this one to get lost. Do you want A.J. Brown to be asked about to Jalen or Nick Sirianni today? Like, do you even want to hear any sort of question that involves A.J. Brown? I said no because I know I won't get the real story today. I'll get it next week. It's not, hey, they don't want to answer those questions. Like, I just know whatever they say is not going to be what I get.
Yeah, but if you ask, if right questions are asked, you can get a good answer. The question I asked is a really good question because they can't. It's not a question that's going to. It's not something. Hey, Jalen, tell us what's the beef between you and AJ. You're not going to get an answer. Jalen, there are various reports that you could be without AJ Brown in that wide receiver room this year for the Eagles. Does that concern you? That's not a yes or no answer. That's not a AJ Brown's an Eagle. That's not that does it concern you? Yeah, I want to hear that answer. I want to hear I would want to hear what he has to say to that.
I would like to know if they talked. Have you spoken with AJ Brown?
That'd be a good one. I like that one. Have you and AJ spoken recently?
There are reports that you and all your teammates didn't attend the wedding, which was found to be completely inaccurate by TMZ.
Completely inaccurate.
But it doesn't seem like Jalen was there.
He did not have a lot of his current teammates. Not a lot of current teammates there. I would find it hard to believe that.
Are you surprised as the godfather of his child that you weren't invited to the wedding? What do we got on the Davis Honda text line?
That's a dicey question. I think that question.
That's a call it. Hey, Marcus Hayes. Marcus, are you available today?
But to me, that question would be out of bounds because that's too much of a personal question. Exactly.
Why do you think I use that specific reporter as an example?
We'll move on to the text.
Let's move on.
John V checks in on the A.J. Brown conversation.
He Joel Embiid wanted to punch him in the mouth for crying out loud. Go ahead.
He says, I don't care about asking any A.J. Brown questions at this point. They're not going to give us any information, so why not just wait for it to happen and focus on the football in the meantime?
Well, because it's a story, and that's why.
It's the football.
So I know. Look, I know we're all ready for it to be done, and we're all ready for it to move on. But like, it is a story going into OTAs. One of the biggest stories will be the absence of AJ Brown, the obvious absence, right? Nobody's surprised that he's not there, but that is a story. Hey, AJ's not here, and you try to get to the bottom of it, even though they might not say anything. It is still a story. It's like when we have a coach on or a player on or something, and people are like, oh, are they going to ask the question about something? Yes, we have to ask the question, even if the PR team may tell us not to ask certain questions. Like, you have to ask the question. It's why every time Howie speaks to members of the media, they bring up the AJ question. They just try to spin it a different way every single time. The AJ Brown story is still a story, and so somebody's going to ask about it. I just don't need it, personally. All right, what else we got?
All right, we also have another check-in here on the A.J. Brown conversation where people want to go. Mike from Virginia says, I don't want to hear more about A.J. or what caused the issue. I don't care. Diva wideout's going to diva wideout. A.J. isn't the first and won't be the last.
See, he's not wrong on that. He's not the first. He's not going to be the last.
I'm curious. This would be the old-fashioned Venn diagram. I love a Venn diagram.
You love the I've used T-charts because of you.
I love these things.
Shout out Mr. Venn.
The Venn diagram.
How do you know it's not Mrs. Venn?
How many people in the inner circle of the Venn diagram where it's like both are the same are the I don't care about the A.J. Brown story anymore? Were they also the this isn't real, this isn't going to happen?
Well, I can't wait to see. I'm dying. I can't wait for June 1st, June 2nd. You're hoping for June 2nd. I'm hoping for June 1st because I want this thing over and I get to move on. I cannot wait to see And there are people that I'm waiting that are all over my timeline that were part of that. The media created this. This was the media creation. This wasn't real. AJ, I can't wait to see the spin doctoring they do because I know they're in the lab right now.
I just wonder,
I can't wait to hear what they come up with.
Like, what do you mean by my man? Because we're on the same page today. Pointed out.
Is he your man when you're not on the same page?
Yeah, I still love him.
Okay, gotta love him.
He says, "Look, this was arguably what was supposed to be the greatest wide receiver in Eagles franchise history, and people say they don't care about what happened. Like this story was. They've had success.
It was huge.
This isn't Odell Beckham Jr. Guy's a little cuckoo, and the Giants don't win football games. You know what I mean? Like the Eagles won the freaking Super Bowl. What month is it? May. What would that be? 15 months ago.
Yeah.
Good math.
They won the Super Bowl 15 months ago. And think about where you were 15 months ago. 15 months and 2 weeks ago, we were on Broad Street celebrating the parade.
And before the parade even went off, A.J. Brown was an unhappy guy that was bitching and complaining.
We're not even 16 months removed. Hell, week 4 when they beat the Bucks, we weren't even a year removed.
I understand.
And so that's why I do it. Like, I don't know how people say I don't care about this story.
No, I agree with you. And I remind you again, though, we were not even, the parade hadn't happened. And A.J. Brown was an unhappy guy. He was already laying the groundwork for this because he was going to be unhappy. He was already starting this. This is on him. He did it. And I had many try to convince me that it was, there's nothing to this. You're reading too much into it. No, it was exactly.
All right,
it was contrived.
Question before we'll get another debate day. Do we have any on the text line?
Oh, we got a bunch,
all right,
yeah.
all right, we'll get to debate day here in a second. Something that we're doing every single Wednesday moving forward. When the article drops, is it crack open a beer and drink it? Is it go into like a quiet, empty room and just read and study it? Is it a highlighter piece? Are you printing it out so that you have the hard copy in hand?
I'll do
How are you reading the A.J. Brown story that somebody will eventually drop?
Well, first off, I wanted to say to both of you, if you were to say 1, 2, who has it?
McManus and McClain.
I say McManus and McClain. It's the mix. McManus,
with all due respect to everybody else,
I think McManus and McClain. So if I will absolutely need to go out to the screened-in deck and not have nobody.
Yeah, that's
bother
a no
me.
distraction.
No bother
article.
Me. But I'll look at it digitally and then I can use the highlighter with my finger and highlight it.
I don't know.
And I love that.
Papa Andrew.
I love that. I love being able to. But I will absolutely be highlighting it because I know long form. McManus is my favorite read.
Yeah.
On the Eagles beat. Long form piece that you're getting, that we're getting from the other guys. But I love a McManus long form.
My mom asked me to help set up her Apple Watch this past week.
You couldn't help her?
I just laughed and walked away. All right, what do we have as a debate day topic on the Davis Honda text line? Again, if you're just tuning in, this is our third week doing it. We help settle or make worse the debates that you've been having with your buddies or your spouse, you name it. We'll try to help you out or make it worse. What we got?
By the way, on the Davis Honda Google line, John Venn created the John Venn diagram. So one of your namesakes.
Somebody
John.
smart.
Mr. Venn. Zach from Blackwood wants to know, all in their prime.
Okay.
Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Saquon. You have to cut one. Who are you cutting?
I have to cut one all in their prime. I would go McCaffrey due to the risk of injury, which that's happened a lot. Now, that dude's a stud.
Well, wait a minute, though. There were
Saquon
2 major injuries for Saquon. 2 seasons that ended with major injuries for Saquon.
I'm cutting Derrick Henry.
Yeah, you know what?
I think I'm cutting Derrick Henry.
I think you're right.
He just doesn't have the passing game impact that the other guys have.
The lack of versatility. I think I'm cutting Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry limits me.
I like watching a beast of a back.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
Derrick
Steven
Henry.
Jackson. Remember Steven Jackson?
Oh, my gosh.
His helmet got ripped off against the Eagles. He just kept going. Like, I love that kind of a running back.
He was a. I'm talking about. Well, you say beast. There's a beast.
I watched. Oh my God, he popped up on Twitter recently because he's cleansing his body. Eddie Lacy. Remember he had the Chinese food addiction.
Eddie Lacy. Yes.
I watched an Eddie. This is how much of a loser I am. I watched an Eddie Lacy highlight reel over Memorial Day weekend. It was raining and nothing else to do, so why wouldn't you watch Eddie Lacy highlights?
What brought on Eddie Lacy?
He popped up on the timeline. He's doing a full body cleanse because he's admitted to his issues with food.
Well, that's where the bloating all come from.
Yeah,
because he was eating the high sodium stuff.
He had a Chinese food addiction. Like it was a legitimate addiction according to him.
By the way, is the Chinese food is that the highest sodium?
Well, they got the MSG.
I don't even know what that is. Is that
that's
salt?
where the Knicks play.
Yeah, exactly. Is that salt?
Yeah. It is
okay. Salt. It's because I don't know. When I hear MSG, I heard people are allergic to it.
Yeah, it's not good for you. I mean,
okay, I don't even know what it is
these days. But yeah,
I thought it was flavoring.
Eddie Lacy highlight reel. What else are you doing on your Memorial Day weekend? All right, what else you got?
All right, you want another debate day?
Yes, please.
All right, my coworkers and I, this is from Seth and Philly, are debating whether the batter on the MLB logo is a righty or a lefty.
You know what? There's it's not John Boy. One of the baseball accounts.
They've had this one. I've seen this one on my timeline.
They say a right one on my timeline.
I've always thought righty.
I've always thought righty.
Andrew, what side of the plate do you bat from?
Left-handed. That's probably why I see it that way.
Interesting.
It's probably
why do you see it that way? Explain why you see it that way.
I see the hands out in front and looking down at the ball.
See, I see it's a righty.
Yeah, it almost looks like the silhouette, the hands are blocked by the back shoulder.
Okay, fair point.
Yeah, I think it's a righty.
But I don't know. The thumb almost looks like it would be a lefty.
That's what I'm saying. I think like if I tell myself lefty, I see lefty. If I tell myself righty, I'll see righty.
Do you believe somebody posed for that? Do you believe somebody
because it's not like Jerry West, the logo, like
right. Or was it just drawn by somebody drawing it?
Jerry Dior created the iconic silhouette in 1968 as a composite of multiple players.
Okay, so we looked at multiple players.
So there's not just
contrary to popular belief, the silhouette was not modeled of Hall of Famer Harmon Killebrew. Apparently that was a
belief at the time. I think it's a righty. Always thought it was a righty.
All right.
See, this is why we do debate.
I've seen that
one of the great questions.
Do you want one more from the DMs?
Please.
Is the Philly fan base better today than it was roughly a generation ago? John, he wanted to ask me this one because he heard us reference it on post-show headlines. It's better in behavior.
Yes.
The Philly fan base is much more human, much more mature, much more respectable. It's not a better fan base, though. No, it's not a better fan base.
We handle a lot of players with kids' gloves when I don't understand why.
Totally.
Jose Alvarado getting a standing ovation last year when he was ineligible for the playoffs was insane to me.
I used to think it was one of the smartest fan bases in the country. And then stuff like that happens, and I go, people are not.
But I feel like people are more invested nowadays. Like I mean, invested in terms of the amount of time they spend. I don't know. Maybe it's just because
you don't have you don't have it to base on. You don't have you can't base it on.
Maybe it's because all the teams are like somewhat good, and so people want to watch better product. I don't know.
People were much more invested in the Sixers.
Yeah,
back in the day, than they are now.
Well, and then they
were more invested in the Flyers back in the day than they are now.
But now they're going back up.
I'd also say no societally because of how much entertainment value there exists. Like compared
the amount of options.
Yeah, you're not watching Game of Thrones back in like the 70s when the Eagles are playing. Like you had going to the vet, and that was it.
By the way, let's be honest.
We had 7 TV. When I was a kid, I think we had 7 TV stations.
Exactly.
I also think a lot of the debate shows have impacted how.
It's not a better fan base. But it's absolutely more mature, more respectable, more proud to be a part of it as far as behavior-wise.
Well, it's because the Eagles finally won too. That helps.
No, as far as the way people behave.
All right, coming up next, we sit here every morning giving opinions, all right? And when we are wrong, we take the L. There are a lot of you that just need to have that same openness, okay? We'll explain more coming up next on The Fanatic.
Now, on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A second straight win. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies found another W out in Cali late last night. A 4-3 final to take the series win over the Padres. First 2 games go their way, and Aaron Nola went 6 innings and allowed only 2 runs, delivering the Phils their 5th straight quality start. Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto all homered in the game as well. Don Mattingly talked afterwards about his starting pitcher's performance.
No walks again, 2 in a row. And I know that the underlying numbers the last outing was really good. So we were feeling good about where he's been going. Just kind of kept him off balance all night. Like the way he's going.
We'll see if we get more of that from Nola going forward, but it's a great sign. And Game 3 is today at 4:10 p.m. as the Phils go for the sweep. Christopher Sanchez faces former Philly Walker Buehler in the pitching matchup. Sanchez is just 3 2/3 innings away from history. The longest scoreless inning streak in franchise history would be his if he accomplishes that scoreless today. The Eagles got OTAs going yesterday. Nick Sirianni will meet with the media at 11:40 a.m. today. Jalen Hurts at 1:55. The Thunder took a 3-2 lead in the Western Conference Finals in the NBA, and the Golden Knights swept their way to the Stanley Cup Finals last night. Adam Schefter joins us coming up at 8:05 for the latest on the start of OTAs around the NFL. Dave Zangaro talks specifically Eagles with us at 9:05. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the
Coming up at 10, Middays with Marks. Now more of Kincade and Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
7 a.m. hours brought to you by the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app. Live bet sports on the BetParks app. Play all your favorite casino games. There's always another way to win on the BetParks online casino and sportsbook. Got to be 21 in Pennsylvania, Jersey, or Maryland. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
7:31 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic, broadcasting live from Seattle, Washington. It just rains.
I swear to you.
And we were saying stuff like that last year, too. Like, toward the end of the year, where it was just wet and, like, foggy for like a month straight.
And then we had the winter from hell.
Yeah, it was horrible. And now here we are again. Like, God forbid I try and enjoy some weather. Nice weather for
It's going to be gorgeous for like the next 7 days.
It's going to be great. We're going to have a great weekend.
Yeah, and thankfully
like
it's the weekend.
Spectacular weekend. Like 71 on Saturday and sunny. 74 on Friday and sunny. Spectacular.
I got a kid-free weekend, too.
Oh, look at you.
Big
beers on the porch?
Big weekend, man. Come on up. Can't wait. Just kidding. I love you. All right. So here's what we're getting to now. And we'll get back to our text messages on our Phillies topic, because this is just for a few minutes here to talk about. But our Phillies topic, What is your relationship like with the Phillies? Do you want Jalen Hurts and or Nick Sirianni to have any sort of A.J. Brown question asked today? They both speak for the first time. I can't wait for it either, even though I don't want the mask, because I know the real story won't come out today. It'll come out next week anonymously. Real quick, though. John, we are pretty good with being wrong. Period.
Oh, no, we could have we could teach a doctor a course on it.
But we're good with when we are wrong, saying, wow, I was wrong on that one.
Well,
not that hard.
Are we good at that, or are we just good at calling each other out on it?
A little bit of both.
I'd say we're great at that.
But if I call you out or if you call me out, we don't run and hide from it.
No, we don't.
Look, trust me, there's a lot of people that I know from this job that don't like being wrong.
No, we do not. Right? We do not. We do not put ourselves out as experts. No.
But I need a lot of our listeners to be able to have that same openness.
Hey, me too.
I was wrong. Jared McCain was a starter for the Oklahoma City Thunder last night.
So incredible.
And scored 20 points, third high score for OKC yesterday.
In the second half, he was dominant.
18 points in the second half yesterday en route to the win. And at this point, like, I can't say anything about Daryl Morey. He's fired. I know there's a lot of people that are going to immediately comment on YouTube or immediately text in, oh, move on already. I can't. You know why? Because he's still playing, number one. And number two, the draft pick that the Sixers were able to get for him has not been selected yet.
And by the way, the draft pick they got for him is less than the draft pick that they spent
where they
originally
selected him. Yeah. But Daryl Morey says that they sold high.
Yeah, that's great.
There are
so dumb.
There are people. Anytime Jared McCain comes up, I stop overrating him.
Stop talking about Jared McCain.
It's okay to say that the Sixers could have definitely used a scoring guard off the bench for this team. Now you can blame Nick Nurse, you can blame Daryl Morey, all that kind of stuff. But Nick
Nurse didn't play him.
But there are a lot of people that don't even want to give Jared McCain the credit that he absolutely deserves, being one of the leaders.
They're not watching
of a championship contender.
Did you hear Dagnett, the coach of the
Dagnall? Yep.
He's talking about Jared McCain that, well, after the Game 4 performance, inserting Jared McCain into the starting lineup was exactly what this team needed. That this guy was exactly what we needed to get this team a little fire under everybody's belt, and that the difference that he's made in the locker room since his arrival, in practice and in games, he brings an energy and a passion that we may have even been lacking in our attempt to try to repeat.
Well, I'm sure
Isn't that great?
I will say.
Isn't that great?
They were probably going to repeat even if they didn't have Jared McCain. Those are all nice things to say.
No, but that's it. No, they were lacking it. Yeah. They felt they were lacking on their roster.
And that's good.
And they went and got him.
And they got a guy.
And by the way, could the Sixers have used him?
Oh, yes.
They could have used him during the regular season when the injuries happened, and they might not have been in the play-in tournament. They might have had a different path.
They could have used him in the playoffs when literally they couldn't get a single bucket off the bench. And immediately, my man 215 J Philly on YouTube Immediately, oh no, please, no McCain stuff.
And here we
like,
go.
No, like just take the L. Just say, look, Jared McCain.
Take the L.
That trade has been bad for the Sixers, and Jared McCain is with the Oklahoma City Thunder playing good basketball.
And
just take the L. It's okay.
And you undervalued Jared McCain, and people didn't give him people did not see what he could be. And to a championship club, they're going, man, what were the Sixers thinking?
Yeah.
Stupid.
I'll defend my point that we went back and forth on in the wake of that, like the immediate aftermath of the Jared McCain trade, because I was one of the people.
You were the pump the brakes guy.
Exactly. I think that's still fair. Like, we were 8 games into his time in Oklahoma City, and everyone's like, worst trade of all time. My thought was always, we're going to be able to tell. And when it happens, as you can now see, we're going to talk about it plenty. It's no longer pump the brakes. It's definitively a bad trade. It was not the right move for the Sixers. Jared McCain's a player who should still be here. If you're not on that page, you haven't been watching.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's so sad is that in a time that you're trying to rebuild, when you're trying to create something that is sustainable, something that can be better for the future, you screwed it up. You had a piece. And you screwed it up.
Brian on YouTube right away. McCain, oh, wow, 20 points. He shot 37% and 60% from the foul line. 0 assists. Way too early to judge this trade.
You're out of your mind. You're out of your freaking mind, and you're in direct contrary to everybody in the NBA. Like, to everybody in the NBA. It's unreal.
I'll just say this to my man on YouTube, Brian. 20 points is more than 6, 7, 5, 3, 2. More than 18, more than 12, more than 2, more than 6. Those were the playoff totals for Quentin Grimes off the bench offensively for you. Does he do more for you defensively? Absolutely. Could you have had both on this team?
Yes, you could have had both.
Yes.
You did have both.
You could.
You didn't have to do it.
You didn't have to trade.
And there were, by the way, there were other moves that could have been made to get under the tax.
Yeah.
They didn't make the move just because of the tax.
Yeah.
There were other moves that could have been made.
Now, don't go too far, because Noel on our YouTube chat, yeah, we would have won the chip if we kept McCain.
No.
Nobody's
saying that.
He's under contract for 2 more years. You could have had him. Like, you didn't need to trade him. There was
nothing to move.
No need to move him. And they did. All right. What do we have on the Davis Honda text line, Connor? What is your relationship like with the Phillies? I just saw on Twitter from Chad, 100% indifferent. That's never good. And do you want to see or hear a question about A.J. Brown asked toward Nick Sirianni or Jalen Hurts today, who speak for the first time in OTAs? What do you got on the text line?
Jim in Nazareth checks in on the A.J. Brown conversation and says, I don't see the point in wasting a question on something they won't give you anything on anyway. I'd rather hear what Jalen thinks about Mekhi Lemon or Eli Stowers or the new offense under Mannion.
And you'll get all that stuff. It's not one question. You don't get 3 questions.
He's going to have all that.
Got about 15 minutes with both those guys. It's just whether or not you want to hear it. Like, I don't want to, because I know the real story comes out next week. It's not that I'm tired of the A.J. Brown stuff. Oh, let them focus on this current group. No, it's because I know that whatever Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni say today will have 0 to do with whatever the big article will be next week.
Like my boys, the Philly Dogs, and I give them all the credit in the world because they did answer the bell when they kept calling, and they called me out multiple times. So that's where I got involved, and I'm like, all right, boys, put your money where your mouth is. Let's go. Let's put a bet on this as you continue to say that this is a made-up story about A.J. Brown. I can't wait to see the people who over and over perpetrated the A.J. Brown, this is a made-up story. I'm waiting so much for next week. I can't wait to see how they spin this, because this is a complete A.J. Brown creation. He created all of it. This is his mess. He did this. He blew it up. A.J. Brown should have played his whole career here. Could have been all here. Could have been just fine. He did this. And there is no reason why it couldn't have been. It's all on him.
All right.
And I can't wait to see how this is spun by them.
What else we got, Connor?
We have a lot of people also checking in on this Bryce Harper conversation that we got into earlier. Our latest text on this one comes from Jesus in Doylestown.
Jesus.
Who says, Ohtani and Judge are way below their career averages so far this year. Are they not elite anymore?
No, they're elite players. They are elite. They are absolutely elite. Nobody in a million years talks about Bryce Harper with Ohtani and Judge. That is where your answer is. If you think people in baseball circles talk about Ohtani and Judge the same way they talk about Harper, I don't think you're watching baseball. If that's a little blunt, I'm just going to say it to you. That's if you think in baseball circles, people are saying Ohtani, Judge, Harper. If you were playing the Sesame Street
I would say
game,
Harper, Ohtani, Judge.
If you're saying if you're doing the Sesame Street game, the old one of these things is not like the other, Harper'd be the one that they'd go, are you kidding me? It's not even in the same class of player. It's not. Now, if you wanted to talk Harper 10 years ago, he would have potentially been in that class. It's not that way.
Oh, about 10 years ago.
5.
Yeah.
Or when he was 6th in MVP voting 2 years ago.
Yeah, I don't think anybody even 2 years ago was talking about him with Ohtani and Judge, but I don't think that they were saying that. But
MVP voters would say differently, considering he was 6th.
There's a lot of people that you could say in years you could go, well, they're in. He had an MVP. Aaron Nola was once in a 1 year, one anomaly year was in. What was he like 4th and 5th and
third Cy Young in 2018?
That's there are many years where that kind of stuff happens.
All right, coming up next, we have today's headlines with Connor Thomas. Real quick as we go to break to end the McCain thing, because I can't do this all day.
No.
McCain was 1 of 10 in Game 4 just a couple days ago. Why didn't we have this conversation then? 1, we were off. Ha. 2, are you really going to say that one bad game in the Western Conference Finals? Because the other 3 that he played in this group, or 4 that he played in this group, he's played a pretty big role for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So you're going to point out one bad game.
And tell me what SGA did in that game. And get back to me. I'll hang up and listen.
We can't, I see, you guys are cherry picking the good games. There's more good games to cherry pick than bad at this point. All right, coming up next.
Why are people going to die on this hill?
Oh, because they
trying
don't
to defend Daryl Morey?
Got to be open to saying I was wrong.
Just say you're wrong. Say you're wrong.
Look,
Take the L.
It works in relationships, too.
Take the L.
Today's headlines next.
Got to tell you that when you're entering the showrooms of Benari Jewelers, whether it's in Exton or Newtown Square, you are going to meet the best people. They're absolutely awesome. And you can find the best handcrafted engagement rings to choose from. Or you can get one custom designed. My man Brendan Gunn did it, and he got the yes. But here's something that you're not going to see anywhere else. Their industry-leading 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. What's that mean to you? It means your diamond is never going to lose value when you're ready to upgrade. So, best of all, Benari is a direct diamond importer. You're going to get the diamond she deserves. You're going to get the ring that she wants. And you are going to still manage to stay under budget. Your diamond dollar goes further. And the Benari staff is amazing. They're knowledgeable. They're trustworthy. But they make you feel like family, and they're going to put you at ease the minute you walk in the door. You walk in and you say, man, this showroom, it is absolutely exceptional. This is gorgeous. It's got to be expensive. It doesn't have to be. It can be really, really perfect. And when you know that you've got the 110% diamond upgrade guarantee, you know you're getting value from the minute you purchase. It's Exton. It's Newtown Square. It's Benari. Because when it's meant to be, it's Benari. Online at BenariJewelers.com. Check them out and tell them John Kincade sent you.
Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
It is 7:48 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. I saw a little kitty cat during the commercial.
I'm not a cat person, and I love that cat. I love that cat since she was a kitten.
Cats are cool, man.
I'm allergic to cats.
That's all right.
So I can't do it.
Cats are cool.
I just got to make sure before I can wash my hands
don't
that I
touch
do
your
not
eyes.
touch my eyes.
Mr. Whiskers turned 10 last month. Man.
Is the cat outside? Can the cat hear right now from the speakers, you think?
Maybe. That could scare the cat.
Yeah.
Unless you're Mr. Whiskers, because Mr. Whiskers and Lily are they're best buds. All right. Before we have today's headlines, can you give us another debate on this Wednesday debate day? Don't forget Adam Schefter joins us coming up around 8 o'clock, 8:05 with Shefty. Can't wait to talk to Adam about, is it still June 1st? And will we get any bit of a story as to why this all happened other than just AJ wants the ball? Because there's probably more to it, whether Adam Schefter wants to admit it now or not. What do we got?
All right, debate day. This one, Derrick Henry, 100 attempts. Are you making one tackle? Now let's set the parameters for this.
No.
Is it one-on-one? Is it like you got the line out there and he's got to hit a hole? Yeah, one-on-one, no shot.
Absolutely no shot. I will tell you, my one of my good friends, Kyle, who you've met over the years, Connor. Yeah. Kyle tackled Corey Clement in a football game, and he still was like, I took down Super Bowl champion Corey Clement. He got his shoelace.
Yeah.
And he fell. I don't think Derrick Henry's shoelace is even, allowing me to make a tackle.
I can imagine that you would just feel like you got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
Game situation.
I don't think I'm going 100. I think one play, I'm done.
No, you'd just be run over.
Yeah, if we turn off injuries, right? Because you're going to get hurt.
Oh, okay, we're doing Madden. Injuries off, okay.
Game situation, I get one.
No,
and the only way I get one
Stop.
is at one point he, trips.
Stop, dude.
You do not get one.
No,
yeah,
stop.
I get one.
You do not.
We are shutting that down.
You are out of your freaking mind.
Immediately.
No, I'm just going at the ankles.
No, do today's headline. Go ahead. Today's headlines before you say anything else stupid. Go ahead. Today's headlines with Connor.
Game situation.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
Now I want to see it happen. I want to see Derrick Henry just basically walk all over Connor.
I would love to see that. Yeah,
I'm still waiting for Westbrook. Today's headlines is brought to you by Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you tackle Derrick Henry, you're going to need him. Remember the name Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. We're going to start out with a little bit of baseball, folks, because now that the Phillies have started to play better, we can actually have some fun laughing at another team in the division. The New York Mets had a very interesting lineup introduction last night at Citi Field. Let's see if you guys can recognize this voice.
Batting second, and he's okay with that. Playing shortstop, number 19, Bo Bichette.
Well, that is Patrick Starr. It also sounded like Jason Martinez's Gabe Kapler.
That's what I thought. You know what's funny is I didn't even know what that was.
Oh, my.
It does sound a lot like, what Murray used to do with Kapler.
It's Jason Martinez's Gabe Kapler impression, but that's Patrick Starr.
It is Patrick Starr, and the Mets promptly would lose 7-2 to the Reds. They are 11 games under 500.
Yeah, but you want to know what's even worse if you're a Mets
there.
fan yet, which I just love this because I hate the Mets. In the sixth inning, they were getting crushed yesterday. They were down 6-0 going into the bottom half of the sixth, and they had a light show. In game, the inning ended. Reds going out on the field, and it was SpongeBob night, so they were playing some SpongeBob song. But they were doing a light show, like a DJ light show, in the middle of the game in which you're down 6-0.
Really?
Yeah. You can't cancel the promotions, but that's where you're sitting there like, what the hell are we doing?
We talked about the Phillies and how stupid it was for them to do the Duran walkout thing when they were down 4 runs in a playoff game. Nobody wanted that. You have to be able to read the room better than that. You can't say we paid for the pyrotechnics already, so we got to do it.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Shout out Patrick Starr. The Mets fans are having a great time up there.
Yeah. By the way, the other night when Duran came in, they didn't do the entrance on the tie game, did they?
I believe they did.
Yes, they did.
See, that has to stop.
Yeah,
situations.
I agree with you.
Save situations only for that.
I agree with you. Makes
entire
it bigger.
thing.
I agree.
Now, we had some news in the NBA last night. Joe Mazzulla was announced as the coach of the year. I think a big part of it is because of strategy there. We'll talk about how we feel about his job this year with the Celtics and what happened in that series with the Sixers. But here's something recently from him via Pardon My Take. This type of strategy is why Joe Mazzulla is one of the greatest of the great there in the NBA.
I went to Fenway the other day, and I was literally looking at, like, exit strategies if we ever decided to, like, rob Fenway. I was like, we could probably really get away with this. Like,
yeah. Are you?
How could you not go to Fenway and think that you couldn't rob it?
He's such a weirdo, dude.
But
man, is he a hell of a coach?
He's a hell of a coach.
He is such a weirdo.
Weirdo though, yeah. But like, I don't know.
Deserved to win. I mean, he was without Jason Tatum pretty much the entire season. You know,
no, absolutely.
The Celtics were supposed to be a bottom half Eastern Conference playoff team, and they were the 2 seed and made a push for the 1 seed.
They did.
Like they were, and it's a regular season award. It's not a playoff award.
Right.
The Sixers obviously knocked them out, but yeah, dude, the dude's a weirdo.
I just like my coaches will screw loose or two.
Look, I would like to sit down and talk to him. Like, he's a guy that I would like to have 20 minutes with and just like to ask him questions. Now, one question might be 20 minutes because he might all of a sudden talk about how he's robbing Fenway Park. But like, I find him fascinating, even though he's weird.
Now, would you like 20 minutes with the Jets front office?
Yes.
Because they could probably use your
Actually,
help.
yes, because I could get hired and make a lot of money.
Now, this is an Andrew Salciunas idea here. Tell me about the AI with the New York Jets.
So remember last year, the story came out that they were using Madden ratings, not as the end-all, be-all for decision-making, but it led them to making certain roster decisions was Madden ratings, which is just insane. They decided to drop that strategy, Johnny. They said, you know what? The Madden ratings is not working for us. It's why we haven't won squat. They are almost 100% AI-led now. I read an article from Pro Football Talk this morning. They hired some new head of analytic research department, and he's gotten the keys. It's basically like, here, lead us to salvation. He told Adam Schefter that 91% of their decisions right now have been AI-led.
That's incredible to me.
Now, if it works,
so ridiculous. No, it's ridiculous.
But if it
you know
doesn't,
who did the most AI in the NBA? Daryl Morey.
Yeah.
And he bragged about it.
Yeah, that's why Andre Drummond's shooting corner threes now. By the way, credit to him for making them.
Yeah.
But 3 counts more than 2, and that's all that matters. Meanwhile, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is mid-range, attack the basket, foul bait, and go to the free throw line. He could potentially win back-to-back NBA championships. 2 points is less than 3, but efficiency is higher. Analytics sometimes kill sports.
I'm telling you, and when they get the Revenge of the Nerds table together, it has hurt. It's hurt the Phillies.
Yeah.
It's hurt that lineup.
All right, coming up next, Adam Schefter. Will he give us a little nugget into what will most likely drop next week? Let's face it, the trade's happening, but why did it go down this path? We'll speak to Shefty coming up next. Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Bills win the first 2. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies took the first 2 games against the Padres. Second one was last night, a 4-3 final, and they have now taken the series win already through the first 2 games. Aaron Nola went 6 innings, allowed only 2 runs, delivering the Phils their 5th straight quality start from their starting pitching. Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto all homered in the game as well. Aaron Nola talked after the game about his start.
No walks. All the stuff felt pretty good. Felt pretty good. Felt like I got ahead pretty well besides a few innings with 2 outs. Jumped in 2-0 kind of quick, but other than that, everything felt pretty good.
And it was as comfortable as we've seen Nola look on the mound in a while. Game 3 is today at 4:10 p.m. as the Phils go for the sweep. Christopher Sanchez faces Walker Buehler in the pitching matchup. Sanchez is 3 2/3 innings away from the longest scoreless inning streak in franchise history. The Eagles got OTAs going yesterday. Nick Sirianni will meet with the media today at 11:40 a.m. Jalen Hurts, 1:55 this afternoon, will talk with the media. The Thunder take a 3-2 lead in the Western Conference Finals in the NBA. That happened last night, and the Golden Knights swept their way to the Stanley Cup Finals. Adam Schefter will join us coming up next. We'll be asking him about the post-June 1st news that could break on A.J. Brown. This update is brought to you by Mattress Firm. Waking up drained? Mattress Firm's sleep experts will help you find the right bed for deeper rest at the Memorial Day sale. Mattress Firm, they make sleep easy. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, about 5 minutes, we're going to be joined by our man Adam Schefter of ESPN. Don't worry, it won't just be A.J. Brown. Even though we are wondering, will Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni be asked about A.J. Brown in some capacity today? They both speak for the first time at OTAs. Do you want an A.J. Brown question to be asked? Answer that on the Davis Honda text line at 610-632-0975.
I can't wait for one.
Yeah, we'll see how it is. Now, there's also another topic to discuss, or at least a player to ask, hey, do the Eagles have interest in him? Josh Sweat popped up on the trade market yesterday. Jordan Schultz chimed in that the Arizona Cardinals will indeed listen to trade offers for Josh Sweat. We, of course, know that Josh Sweat is a Super Bowl champion with the Philadelphia Eagles. Some would say that he could have won or should have won MVP of the Super Bowl 59. But Josh Sweat's available. When they got Grenard, to me, that I don't know why.
That rules it out.
That's what I said. Like, I saw a lot of people on social media having interest. Now, I don't know what it's going to cost. I mean, he's getting paid a decent amount of money.
Yeah, and they're not going to use the money they're going to use that Howie's got. He's using to sign players.
Yeah, and they already got Grenard. So, like, why?
Why are you going to go do that? And they're not what to have Josh Sweat show up for 6 games, disappear for 6 games, show up for 3, disappear for 3.
Oh, he had 12 sacks last year.
But his career, that has what we saw his career here. We saw the career. I've seen the movie, know what it is.
A good player.
He's a good player.
I'd take him, but like not where the Eagles roster currently stands unless he can play safety. And then we'll have a different conversation.
But for his Eagles career, every single season, I believe there was a streak of 6 games or 7 games almost every single season where he was just disappeared.
I did have one of those last year. He had a 4-game stretch.
Okay, there's 4. Well, that's
no
I bet that's the lowest of his career.
Probably.
I mean, he's a guy who just disappears.
Yeah, he's a power hitter.
And so no, I'm fine. No, thank you.
I'm not even looking at that. It's just like they have.
I like him. I like him.
Yeah, they have Jonathan Grenard. And look, you have to be able to win with certain areas not getting paid a lot of money.
Correct.
Like you need Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt. Jalix Hunt needs to take another step forward. Nolan Smith needs to not drive 136 miles per hour and be available to play football.
I think what's clear is Nolan Smith will not be getting paid.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think he's getting paid here.
He has not been healthy enough. Then this incident happens.
I think it's going to end up like he's going to go the way of Nakobe Dean. He will be going out the door.
The only thing is you got a 5th year with him because of the 5th year option.
Yes, exactly.
He's a 1st-round pick.
Yeah,
so
sure.
But yeah, like it's not that I'm like, no, Josh Sweat stinks. It's just
no, absolutely not.
What more do you want them to give up? Like,
no, you do not. We did. Josh Sweat's not.
To Connor's point, like I'm more worried about safety than edge rusher right now.
Safety's a big one, and by the way, great discussion on it on Andrew DeCecco on his Birds Digest on the weekend.
About
really good about the safety position,
about what they could do
about after Makuba and what's there and how you should feel about Makuba and everything like that. So some really interesting stuff. So if you get a chance, listen in on the weekends. It's really quality program.
By the way, Derwin James got paid yesterday. Safety of the Los Angeles Chargers.
How much did he get paid?
3 years, $75.6 million. It's the
Are you kidding
highest
me?
paid safety in the history of the NFL.
Derwin James just got the highest paid safety ever?
I mean, deserved. He's a monster.
Look,
No.
Is,
I love Derwin James.
But if you're allocating money to certain positions.
I'm not paying safety. I'm not paying that kind of money to safety.
I was shocked that the Eagles didn't bring back Reed Blankenship for what he got with Houston.
I love Derwin James, but no.
Yeah,
I'm not paying that. I'm not paying
He's
that.
a hell of a player. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not paying a safety that. Wow.
Had a lot of money.
I missed that.
Yeah, last night. Highest paid.
How much guaranteed does it say?
Good question, but he passed Kyle Hamilton because Hamilton was the last one.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's a great player. I don't think he's Kyle Hamilton.
$57.5 million guaranteed.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Wow.
A lot of money.
Okay, that's a lot. Dude.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him.
Good for him, but
I wouldn't pay it to a safety.
I don't think the Eagles would pay it to a safety.
I would have paid it to Kyle Hamilton.
All right, joining us now, Johnny, as he does every single Wednesday at this time, even though next week will be a different
He's coming in on Monday next
week.
Because it's a big day, Andrew.
6:42. We're going to be early with Shefty.
Oh, early Shefty, because everyone's going to be up Monday early.
So, hold on. Let me ask him right away. Adam Schefter, will you be saving the breaking news for 97.5 The Fanatic?
I honestly don't know when it's going to happen next week. I just don't know. I really don't know right now. So we'll find out. But at this present moment, I cannot tell you whether it's going to happen Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, morning, afternoon, night. But I would just expect it to be sooner rather than later, whatever that is.
Oh, wait. So is the golf trip potentially in trouble here?
No, I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
He's going on his golf trip for those who might not have heard last
Shefty's
week.
going on a golf trip Tuesday and Wednesday.
Shefty, one of the things that we're talking about today is Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni meet the media. So everybody's all excited here at the OTAs to hear that. And the question is, I would like to hear Jalen Hurts be asked this question. Are you concerned that A.J. Brown could be removed from that wide receiver room with the expectations on the Eagles this year? Is that an out-of-bounds question?
Well, I think the way that I would ask it would be, I don't know if he's going to answer it today until a trade actually happens, but what would A.J. Brown's departure mean to the Eagles receiver room? I would even preface it by saying, Jalen, there's been a lot of reports that he's expected to be traded. June 1st is the potential date. He hasn't been here. We all expect he's moving on. What would his potential departure mean to the Eagles wide receiver room?
See, that's why you're Adam Schefter. That's great answer. Great question.
That's why you're sitting next to me talking to Adam.
It's a great
Schefter.
question.
How
exactly.
about that? And now, Shefty, speaking of all of this, look, we kind of know how things go. The story will come out a couple days after A.J. Brown's trade as to what maybe really went down. I know we've asked you a couple of times over the months of this entire trade speculation. Is it just as simple as he's upset with the offense, or will there be more? You don't have to tell us yet, but will there be more to the story of what took place between this fractured relationship between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown?
Well, I would think at some point somebody would put something out that provides a little bit more context and clarity to what transpired, to where I believe isn't A.J. Brown the godfather of Jalen Hurts' child?
Vice versa.
Is that what it is?
Or not vice versa. Sorry. Jalen Hurts is the godfather of A.J. Brown's child.
Okay. So, like, how do you go from having that relationship to where it seems like all is not like that? And I don't know the answer to that. It's interesting. But clearly it feels like from the outside the relationship changed. Look, all relationships do over time. But that one went from what seemed to be a close one to where AJ preferred to move on for whatever reason.
When the Eagles do convene here, everyone's going to be talking about Sean Mannion and this like new look offense and everything, trying to figure out what's going on. The how much of an offensive overhaul do you believe can actually occur in one off season? When you think of philosophy, when in your history covering a league, can you really see a drastic change from, because the Eagles have been such? You can? Yes?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah. Like, now, again, you still have that talent and you want to work it around the talent. So it might not be as drastic as it would be if there was a new head coach, a new offense coordinator, and a new quarterback. Like, okay, there's a drastic change for you, because then everything's going to be different. Everything. But in this particular case, you just have new thoughts, new ideas, new perspectives being woven into the offense. Now, you still have Jalen Hurts' skill set, and you want to work around that. But, yeah, it's going to be different. I mean, drastic, it's going to be different. There are new ideas and new people in charge and new people making calls. And to me, the best coaches, the smartest coaches always have worked around the talent they have and played to their strong suits and skill sets. And I would imagine that that's what will happen in Philly. And I would imagine that's what they tried to do in the past. So there has to be some overlap, but I do think it'll be different.
Adam Schefter joining us here on Kincade and Salciunas. Shefty, Josh Sweat, a name that's now apparently popping up as a potential trade piece for the Arizona Cardinals. We know him very well here in Philadelphia. A lot of Eagles fans wondering if the Eagles would have interest. Do you believe the Eagles would have interest in the former pass rusher and Super Bowl champion?
I think the Eagles are always interested if the price is right, and if there's a deal to be had. I don't know that they would be overly aggressive about something like that. And the way I understand it with Josh Sweat, there is, quote-unquote, nothing imminent at all at this point.
That's good. I sort of feel that was a chapter that was written. I'm anxious to see, though, now when you're seeing these other teams in the NFC East, there's been so much talk about what the Giants have become, what the Commanders have become. What did you make of the Giant controversy this past weekend, without getting into the political angle of it? The controversy of it is how much is made of what goes on in a locker room, and how much.
You know, what I would say about that to me is it's probably two questionable decisions that we could assess and analyze. Now, if you're a young guy and the president of the United States, I don't care who it is, whether it's Trump or Obama or Biden or whoever, asks you to introduce them, that's kind of cool, right? Like, I don't care who it is, right? Like, sure. I once was asked to do a discussion, a fireside chat with Joe Biden when he was speaking in Michigan, and he was about to run for president, and I did that. So
I would imagine that would be an honor, no matter who the candidate is, no matter what the party is.
That's my point. That's the first thing. But I also think you have to be aware of all the conversation around Trump today. So and know that there might be people in your locker room that doing something like that might not be popular with. So that becomes a question then that can be analyzed. I also think that if you're Abdul Carter or anybody that has a problem with Jackson Dart doing that, the way to address that is not on social media. The way to address that is to call the guy, text the guy, say whatever it is that you tweeted out to his face, to him in person. Why does that have to be brought out publicly? Right? I always think that that's the wrong action to take. If somebody at my company does something that I disagree with, would I tweet about it? No, I would not.
Yeah, Shefty, how many times have you talked to owners, GMs, coaches, executives, anybody that has some sort of power on an NFL, franchise, how much they hate social media? Because we could do the political thing, which you're talking about with Jackson Dart and Abdul Carter, but like A.J. Brown took to social media after the Eagles won a football game and was upset with the style of offense. How much do they hate social media?
Well, again, it's probably productive for people in the media, and it's part of, I guess. Look, a lot of what I do is on social media, so who am I to complain and question about that? But I try to keep my postings to be almost exclusively informational and informative, period. That's it. Entertaining, informative. I'm not weighing in with opinions. If there's ever an opinion in one of my postings or a criticism of somebody in my industry, let me know when that happens. Because I feel like that's the wrong place to do that. That's me. But the younger generation doesn't think like that. They don't care. So they'll post, and they'll criticize a teammate, question a teammate, call out a teammate, whatever it may be. Again, to me, it's more productive for them to do it to that person's face in a private meeting without the world watching on. But fortunately for the media, that's not the way the world works. It's not.
Then we saw yesterday an NFL player in Green Bay ending up with a huge that is a damaging arrest for the Green Bay Packers that could affect their chances to compete in the NFC.
Well, first of all, he's still in jail this morning, and he's scheduled to appear. He's scheduled to appear in court at 2 p.m. today. Wow. And his attorney has come out and denied the allegations, and that's fine. But the fact of the matter is, he was arrested, and he was charged or booked on several domestic violence charges. Four misdemeanors, 1 felony. That's 5 charges. Okay?
Yep.
Now, if we look at it, beyond if it's true and it's proven to be true, it's a disgraceful act. We've seen this happen
across the league. It's been a problem.
Sports in society. I have no idea what did and didn't happen, but I'll say, like, if it happens to be true, and there was a 3-day investigation that resulted in the police department going ahead and arresting him on 5 different charges. If there's video of it somehow that comes out, oh boy. And in the NFL, if we're talking just from a football standpoint, a first-time domestic violence violation carries a baseline suspension of 6 games. So, I mean, it could be more, depending on what happened. It could be less if he's as innocent as his lawyer claims he is. We don't know right now. What we do know is there are 5 charges, 4 misdemeanors, 1 felony. He's currently in jail, and he's scheduled to appear in court later today.
Shefty, last thing, big news last night in the world of contracts with Derwin James getting paid buku bucks from the Chargers. I'm curious, we always see the waves in the NFL about which positions matter in terms of who's getting paid. We've seen an uptick recently in linebacker. We've seen an uptick recently in running back when there was a time where nobody valued the running back at all. Is safety on the rise if you're reading the tea leaves in terms of where teams are going to be willing to spend the money?
I think all positions are on the rise. I don't think it's exclusive to one position. I don't think it's safety. For a while, we talked about running backs. I think running backs are being paid now. Safeties are being paid now. So to me, I don't look at that position as being guards are on the rise. I mean, kickers are on, like every position's on the rise. You know why? There's just more money in this sport. Salary cap has gone up. Every position, to me, is on the rise.
All right, Shefty, we appreciate the time as always.
Talk to you on Monday.
I won't because I'm on vacation. So
bring the news.
That's a poorly timed vacation.
Yeah, but I'm going to be listening at 6:40 when Adam Schefter breaks the A.J. Brown trade live on the air with John Kincade and Connor Thomas.
Bring the news, baby.
We have no idea when it's going to come down that day, but again, I would guess sooner rather than later, but we'll see.
You're the man, Shefty. We appreciate the time. Thanks.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank you.
I have a guess. A minute off after he's off the air with you guys.
I have a guess that it will be rumored before we ever take to the air.
So you're thinking
that
May 31st?
No. When we wake up that morning, there will be social media. There will be numerous insiders saying the rumored deal is this. And there will be no confirmation yet necessarily that that's the deal, but the rumored deal will be out there.
No, I don't think it'll be June 1st.
He dropped it. Could be Tuesday, could be Wednesday.
Yep.
That's different than last week. Last week was Chesty Shefty.
That's what he said. That's what he was saying.
Now he still thinks the golf course is fine.
And he also thinks it's New England, and he does not in any way back off that it's New England.
But he did say could be Tuesday, could be Wednesday.
Could be. Tuesday. You sounded like Delco there a little bit. You did a Tuesday. What are you doing with the Tuesday?
I didn't mean it. It just
You're
slipped.
not Delco.
It just slipped. It's all good. All right, coming up next.
I had to break myself of that.
That's all right. Yeah,
early in my career.
I had to stop saying water. I say water.
Oh, I used to say woulda.
Yeah, I moved on
Woulda.
from that. All right, coming up next, we get on the record. All right. I say this seriously and kind of half jokingly at the same time. We've all been wondering what happened. Even Adam Schefter said something will probably come out. I think he's lying when he says I don't know anything. Just saying. I love you, Shefty. I think he's lying. The number one insider in the NFL doesn't know what went down between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. I would imagine he knows something. So we get on the record next what we think went down. And if you have any theories, feel free to text in, call in, YouTube in right now, and we will have those answers ready to be read on the air. Coming up next, 610-632-0975. That's how you reach the Davis Honda text line, phone line, or, of course, the voice memos as well. What do you think went down between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts? We get on the record because we'll find out next week. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A strong showing in San Diego. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies found another win out in Cali late last night, a 4-3 final to take this series win over the Padres, winning the first two games of that series. Aaron Nola, 6 innings and allowed only 2 runs, delivering the Phils their 5th straight quality start. It's his best start so far this season. Turner, Harper, and Realmuto all homered in the game as well. Don Mattingly talked afterwards about the work on the mound he saw out of Nola.
No walks again, 2 in a row. And I know that the underlying numbers of last outing was really good. So we were feeling good about where he's been going. Just kind of kept him off balance all night. Like the way he's going.
And things continue to trend up for the Phils. Game 3 is today at 4:10 p.m. as the Phillies go for the sweep. Talking about things trending up, Christopher Sanchez on the mound. He's facing off against Walker Buehler. Sanchez is 3 2/3 innings away from the longest scoreless inning streak in franchise history. We could see that today. The Eagles got OTAs going yesterday. Nick Sirianni will meet with the media today at 11:40 a.m. Jalen Hurts at 1:55 p.m. So some interesting stuff coming out from the Birds today. We'll have all of that for you here on The Fanatic. The Thunder took a 3-2 lead in the Western Conference Finals in the NBA last night. Golden Knights in the NHL swept their way to the Stanley Cup Finals out west. We'll talk to Dave Zangaro of NBC Sports Philadelphia coming up at 9:05 for a look in on the Eagles' OTA schedule. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
97.5 The Fanatic Philadelphia. More of Kincade and Salciunas coming your way now.
Pepper, underrated baseball activity.
Good seasoning, too.
Yes.
We just did pepper. Hopefully nobody that runs the offices listens. Mini wooden bat, like souvenir bat, and wiffle ball. So nothing could break.
Okay.
It was
Mom always
safe.
said, don't play ball in the house.
Yeah. But
If Joe Bell is listening on the app, which he's known to do sometimes, he's not pleased with you.
oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Bell. My bad.
Not pleased with you, and he's one of the guys who really launched your career.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And he's not pleased with you, but that's an underrated.
It's an underrated baseball.
That's an underrated
activity.
baseball activity.
Like,
I'm more of a two-ball guy, but yeah.
Pepper's fun, though.
I've heard that about you, Connor.
All right. Let's get on the record here. What went down between Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown? So I was talking to our man Austin Jones and Sean Rodman during the break. Sean Rodman says personal. My answer was no crap.
No, I don't. What do you say personal? Like is he saying like something in their personal lives?
I think
I do not believe that at all. I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is.
All right, what do you think that it is?
That it is that Jalen, first of all, and it will piss some people off. I believe that when the story sort of comes out, that it's going to make people think less of Jalen Hurts. And they're going to blame Jalen. But that Jalen can be a bit dismissive. And that Jalen was a bit, dude, just shut up. Like, just shut up. Like, I don't want to hear your whining. I don't want to hear your, like, very dismissive of the, look, we know diva wide receivers. And when you say diva, that's not fair for this conversation. Wide receivers want the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Wide receivers want to be featured. Wide receivers want to have a lot to say about what they're doing. That A.J. Brown's a talker. And that Jalen doesn't want to sometimes engage and everything like that. I believe that the story will be is that A.J. Brown felt that Jalen Hurts wasn't listening to him and wasn't willing to listen to him, wasn't willing to engage on those things, and was sort of putting him off and making him feel like, dude, just shut up.
Yeah, but so much so
That's what I believe it is. Yes.
He's not at his wedding, and
Yes, I
don't,
believe
and don't
that
give me the, well, maybe Jalen had something else to do.
No, I think it's don't treat me.
He's the father of A.J. Brown, or he's the godfather of A.J. Brown's child. Like,
Don't
I
treat
feel like
me
it's
like
got to
that.
be more than just putting him down. I don't know, man.
If he was the father, I think we'd figure out what the idea
I don't believe it's a. I do not believe it's that there's some huge scandal going to come out.
You don't think it's like
I don't think. A couple of years ago, Craig Carton was insinuating that it could have been.
Wow, Craig was doing that? I'm shocked.
No, I don't think anything like that.
No.
I just here's what I think it is. All right, I think it's two buddies that were good friends, and then they started working with each other and quickly hated it.
No, well, that's sort of where it's at. Is that Jalen's?
But I think it boiled over like past football. Like I don't know. Like
Jalen's.
You can't go from best friends to not talking to each other.
Yeah, you can. Maybe you haven't lived long enough. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but something's got to be said.
No. It can be you're just exhausted. It could be you're exhausted. You're exhausted by someone's behavior.
Who's the exhausted?
You're exhausted. Well, Jalen could be considered exhausting. I could consider the exhausting. Now, to me, I could consider the exhausting person to be, first of all, I don't think you should ever be dismissive of somebody's feelings. So if Jalen was dismissive of AJ, if that ends up being the story, and that Jalen is sort of a guy who is centrally focused and he's just focused on his, I don't want any distractions and all that kind of stuff, then I would blame Jalen for being that way. But if it's somebody who constantly has to be massaged and assuaged and isn't happy when the team is 4-0, that's A.J. Brown. And I blame A.J. Brown.
All right, so you think this is mainly
I think this is a two
still.
thing. Yes, I absolutely do. I absolutely do, and I believe
do you think
that.
this is mainly football?
Yes, but what I think it is they came to a point with football. Like, here's how I see it playing out, right? You have the AJ, I want the ball thing. I want the production. The offense, we got to throw. And Jalen's Mr. I got to win, however that looks. And I think that led to a point where there was a lot of tension between how the offense was running and how they both looked at what was best for the team. And then I think what happened is one side, I don't know which side, but one side was like, okay, we're not going to really talk all that much off the field. And one of the other party was like, oh, so this is enough that we're not boys anymore? And that's where it became personal. Like when that bled over, because I think it bled over outside the locker room, and that's where it's like, oh, you're taking it this seriously?
Yeah, I think it's more personal when BG says, 1's trying, but 11 isn't listening. Like, why wouldn't he be like? To me, it's got to be something so much worse than just a difference of opinions over football. I don't know.
No,
unless they're very emotional people. Which
they are. They are. It's behavior over though. Is that there are people who not. I do not. You are very empathetic.
I try to be.
No, I don't think you try to be. I think you are. As a person who's gotten to know you really well, I think you are. I do not find that is my greatest strong suit. My daughter accuses me of it all the time. It's not my fastball. You have it. You have it as one of your first pitches. Some people have to work on it.
I'm crafty.
I do not. I find people like the A.J. Browns of the world exhausting. They exhaust me. I can't do it. The person who, when they walk in the door, you have to go,
The mood changes.
What's wrong? Oh, what's wrong? Are you okay? Are you feeling okay? What's wrong?
But,
I do not have time for it.
But does Jalen seem like a guy that walks in a room where you're like,
no, I think
everything's great?
No, I think Jalen doesn't have time for it. I think Jalen just wants to come to work. Jalen just wants to come to work and wants to put his head down and be I'm a robot. I come to work. Now, I'm not like that, but I find people who have to be constantly assuaged, constantly massaged, and, well, what's wrong? Are you okay? What's bothering you today? I exhausting, completely exhausting.
Now, I have a shot in the dark on this. This is just a complete guess.
Well, again, we're just getting on the record. This is the guessing game.
This is completely on the – we made that clear.
Throw it a dart here.
Okay.
We may hear something. I'll say we're going to, but again, we don't know.
Right.
A conversation about it's my team.
Okay.
From Jalen Hurts.
And guess what, Connor? I think that would be along the lines of what I think this is that, dude, get with the frickin' program. This is a team. This isn't the AJ show. You weren't happy days after the Super Bowl. You're bitching and complaining about your numbers.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Jalen Hurts saying it's me.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
AJ Brown could have been jealous. Just saying.
No, that could be, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that to be the case. Let's put it that way. That it's going to end up being that Jalen Hurts is that. I think he would be a pariah in his locker room, and he is not a pariah in his locker room.
I don't think base level he's that. I think that there is a world where this debate between the two of them got to that point, and ultimately Jalen's like, well, you see it one way, I see it the other way, and I'm the damn franchise quarterback, so you better listen.
I guess I could buy that in a world that could happen. Yeah.
And that would be really interesting for people who don't think Jalen is the guy as much as some other people do, hearing him say that. Like, this is all conjecture, but
no, it is.
Taking a shot there.
The whole idea, though, is that, again, it all goes back to an unhappy camper days after winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He was laying this groundwork from that point on. By the way, he was laying the groundwork when he took the book out in the sidelines during the playoff run of the year they won the Super Bowl. He's unhappy unless he is the center of attention. He wants to be the center of attention. That is what he wanted. And by the way, go back and read when he exited Tennessee what they talked about with him. And you will find the same storylines with the Tennessee Titans.
By the way, this riff.
He's a guy who wants to be the guy, wants to be the center of attention, that's who he is.
You mentioned the book. This riff started earlier in the year.
It did? Well,
that season.
Oh, absolutely. I think it started even before then.
Yeah,
yes.
but like the Brandon Graham, that was the Super Bowl season.
Yes.
Like that year, the Panthers, what's wrong with the offense? Passing. Like that was that year. That's where we may have first noticed it. I don't know if it happened earlier. We don't know. And that's when this next big story drops next week after he gets traded. We'll probably get a better idea of when things started to turn. But let's not act like he won the Super Bowl. He was upset that he didn't get the ball, and that's when it started. It started during the season when Brandon Graham goes on a radio show and talks about the issues that the two have. He literally said those guys were friends, and they're not anymore. Like, that's what Brandon Graham said. And if there's anybody that would have a better understanding of that inside the locker room, it would probably be BG. Probably one of those guys.
And BG, by the way, caused a major problem with this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was not well received that he did that.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Now, they still won the Super Bowl.
No, they
great.
did.
God bless the Philadelphia Eagles.
God bless it.
But this rift started before then. What was it? We'll find out at some point next week. All right, it's debate day. Debate day Wednesday. We try to answer your debates or we make it worse depending on how we stand. What do we got?
So this one comes from the personal group chat. I got this last week, and I was like, I got to file this away. So shout out to Pay the Man group chat saying that because every time Kyle Schwarber went yard last year, we would all just text the same thing. Okay. So rank these 3 all-time Eagles offensive linemen. Jason Peters, Jason Kelce, Lane Johnson.
With all due respect to Jason Kelce, I always value tackles before centers. So I will put center at the bottom. Lane Johnson, because statistically, like you literally see who they are with him and who they are without him, puts him at number 1. Jason Peters is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's just, has he officially retired yet? Do we know?
Yeah, I think he has.
Has he officially retired? So I would go Lane 1, Peters 2, Kelce 3.
Peters, Johnson, Kelce.
Peters 1?
Peters 1, Johnson 2, Kelce 3.
See, I'm going Lane 1, Kelce 2, Peters 3. Now, this is just personal. He dragged it out too long. He played for the Cowboys. I'm sorry. That's a personal thing.
Yeah, but that,
what about 2 times cheating?
Yeah, I got you.
That doesn't come into play?
Here's the thing, right? Even in that time, right, when Lane got off the juice, this team does not win without Lane Johnson, whether Kelsey's on the team, Peters on the team, whatever. He's 1-1.
I love Lane. I mean, I love Lane. He's a great dude, and he's been amazing, but I can't take out of there the 2 big suspensions. And by the way, the 1 suspension killed them.
I mean, to me, Lane is the best player in the history of the Eagles. I know that's a hot take.
No. That's not a hot take. That's an argument that can be made. Connor.
He'll be on the all-time. When you build the roster, he's on the all-time.
He's on the all-time team. That's it. And by the way, the thing, I can't take out the 2 times cheating. And by the way, Lane will tell you himself, he does not believe he should be a Hall of Famer. He will tell you.
Well, too bad you're going to
because he says he cheated twice.
He will gladly take it though if he gets it.
Oh, I'm sure he will. But he'll tell you.
Coming up next. More debate day questions from you on the Davis Honda text line. Feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington. But also, should Kyle Schwarber once again be in NL MVP talks? John, I am here to tell you that there could be another new stat introduced to the big screen at Citizens Bank Park.
Oh, no.
And unfortunately, this tells you that he has no shot of winning an MVP. I saw it for the first time this morning. I wrote it down and said I need to bring this up on the show. What has happened to the game I love? It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Eagles have started OTAs. Are you happy with the Kincade Salciunas, Philly Sports Talk, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It's 8:48 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Can Kyle Schwarber be considered an NL MVP candidate? Well, according to the newest stat, there's no shot that he can be. Have you heard of Axe?
I really don't give.
That's the body spray that Connor uses. Some days a little heavier than others.
Incorrect.
But
it is Axe, but it is not Axe body spray.
Ask you a question? What
Axe, A-X-E, is, my friends over at ESPN, an advanced consensus-based index developed by ESPN that merges multiple publicly available analytical metrics to create a single evaluation of a player's overall value. It is the combination of B-WAR, F-WAR, WPA, which is win probability added, and championship probability added, CPA. I think that's baloney because, like, you could be really freaking good on a really bad team. So do you lose stock? Like Bryce Harper won MVP. They didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, Trout for the Angels all those years.
Yeah, like so does Mike Trout. Did Mike Trout stink because his CPA, his championship probability added wasn't good? Like, I don't know. So right now, the leaders, Johnny, in Axe in the National League, Shohei Ohtani has a 150.2. If you're wondering,
and he's having a terrible year by his standards. He's having a terrible year.
The pitching is also a big part of it. If you have a 100 Axe, that is the exact MLB average. So they use this top and bottom. They whatever. Smarter people that overthink things created this. 110 is one standard deviation above average, which is considered elite. 120, two standard deviations above average, which makes you superstar/MVP tier. So elite is a tier of its own. Superstar/MVP is higher than elite.
Oh, it's higher than elite.
You can be elite, but not an MVP.
Yeah.
So Bryce Harper, elite.
Yeah, sure.
But Ohtani is leading Axe at 150.2, followed by Corbin Carroll, Jordan Walker, Bryce Turang, Matt Olson, J.J. Weatherholt, Andy Pages, Drake Baldwin, Ellie De La Cruz, and Xavier Edwards. No Kyle Schwarber in the Axe statistic.
Okay, Marty asks, because you brought it up earlier in the discussion about Turner, he goes, would you take Olson or Harper as your first baseman? He said it seemed
Olson.
Earlier. Would you take Harper? Would you take Harper or Olson?
I'd probably take
Matt Olson.
Yeah,
I'd take Olson. I take Olson.
I think it defensively. Yeah, probably Olson. It's close.
I'm taking Olson on all fronts. But I mean,
Olsen
it's not like it's not like it's not like Harper's that's like. I don't think that's a diss on Harper.
No, they're
to answer that.
They're statistically very close.
Except Olson's much more productive. His big, but he also has a better lineup.
Yeah, his RBIs are up because his team.
Yeah,
is
like I can't go much more production because their numbers are the same except for RBI. And
right, because he's in a productive lineup.
Yeah, he's got guys on base in front of him, which that doesn't really happen for Bryce Harper. Yeah.
What's their batting averages?
Olson is 263, so
yes, at the same,
lower than Harper's.
Exactly.
Harper's at 272.
Yeah, they're
right
like the same, exactly. It's unbelievable.
272. Yeah, so they're very like
it's the lineup in front of them. That's where I give Harper grace on the RBI numbers should be much better.
Matt Olson has also played 4 or less years of baseball, and we're not worried about his back.
Right, exactly.
So, but that's not like that's no Matt Olson's
it's
a
not
stud.
it's not a slam on it. Is that he was asking about that though? Let me ask you one question if we can on there's another one from the debate that was asked. Is in any other era, would Philly fans have embraced the process or Embiid? I can tell you, as you guys, it's beyond your years. Absolutely not.
No, but it is now becoming a norm in basketball, not just Philadelphia, in basketball.
Yeah, but not for fans to embrace it. No,
I would imagine
there are cities where it is not, where tanking is not embraced.
I would imagine if I'm a Memphis Grizzlies fan, I'm going, you know what, do what Oklahoma City did.
what, a 2-year tank? Yeah, I think a 2-year tank. People would be.
But there's no guarantee that you are going to hit the way that Oklahoma City hit and the way that San Antonio was hit.
Absolutely. The process was a little different than what was done.
It'll be interesting to see
nothing like Oklahoma
how
City.
the rules change how teams go about.
I don't like the draft rules though. They're too wild.
We'll
they did a thing on it on the pregame shows 2 nights ago, I guess it was. I think the draft rules now is stupid that they're going to put in to try to stop tanking. I think they've made it stupid now.
Let's see what happens. All right, give us another debate day topic. It is a Wednesday debate day where we try to help answer your debates that you're having with your buddies.
This one comes via Patricia Caputo, who is just in here getting the reads for Middays with Mark. She's filling in for Ray Dunn, who's in sunny San Diego. Speaking of sunny, we were talking about the weather. I've had this argument a lot. Do you check the weather in the morning before leaving the house? Why or why not?
I am a night before guy considering our hours.
Night before because it's always dark when we wake up.
Yeah.
I agree. I have friends, and Patricia does not check the weather because she says she cannot change it. So what's the point of knowing what the weather's going to be?
That's one
How
of the
you going to dress?
Patricia Caputo is way too smart to have that dumb of a take.
Yeah, well, she did go to LSU.
Thank you.
She'd go to LSU.
But I have buddies that do this too. They're just
Might
like,
have
I have no
dragged
idea
down
what the weather is.
Like Patricia, it was 97 degrees 3 days in a row, and then it plummeted to like 50 degrees.
Correct.
Like, you're either dressing for 97 because it's been 97 and you did not check the weather, and now it's 57 and you're miserable, or you're dressing because before the 97 it was in the 60s, so maybe you're going like a nice little long sleeve shirt, jeans, and then you're sweating.
Like if Nate, who works with the midday crew, if he did not check the weather, he would not know whether to wear his hot pants.
Yeah,
he would not know whether to wear his Hooters boys short shorts.
His shorts are ridiculous.
He would not know whether to wear those.
We've already had this conversation with Connor.
Connor's jealous of them, though. Connor's a little jealous of them.
They have a short off. Whoever wears the shorter.
Oh no, Nate
inseams.
wins. Nate wins.
I know, but it's unbelievable. Like, this is work ultimately.
He looks like a Hooters boy.
People don't want to hear that, but it is work. It is kind of weird to wear shorts where, like, I think your sack's about to fall out.
I mean, it's
coming up next.
Right, great lead in.
Oh, I'm just saying, hacky sack. It's hacky sack. The pockets aren't big enough. All right, coming up next, Dave Zangaro of NBC Sports Philadelphia will join us. He wrote the article on the top storylines that he's going to keep an eye on during OTAs. Yesterday was day one. Media was not really allowed to be around at all. So as more and more media days happen, we'll be able to get more and more. And look, we'll ask him, is he thinking something will come out more about Jalen and AJ next week after the trade? Because the trade's happening. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Bills off to a hot start out west. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies have won their first two out in San Diego. Last night it was a 4-3 final. They have taken the series over the Padres. Aaron Nola went 6 innings and allowed only 2 runs, delivering the Phils their 5th straight quality start and one of his best starts of the year. Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto all homered in the game as well. Aaron Nola had a chance to talk after the game about his performance.
No walks. All the stuff felt pretty good. Felt pretty good. Felt like I got ahead pretty well besides a few innings with 2 outs. Jumped to 2-0 kind of quick, but other than that, everything felt pretty good.
Game 3 is today at 4:10 p.m. as the Phillies go for the sweep. Christopher Sanchez on the mound. He's facing off against former Philly Walker Buehler in the pitching matchup. Sanchez is 3 2/3 innings away from the longest scoreless inning streak in franchise history. The Eagles got OTAs going yesterday. Nick Sirianni meets with the media today at 11:40. Jalen Hurts will meet with the media at 1:55 p.m. We'll also talk to Dave Zangaro of NBC Sports Philadelphia coming up next for a preview of those pressers and what's going on at OTAs. The Thunder took a 3-2 lead in the Western Conference Finals in the NBA last night, and the Golden Knights swept their way to the Stanley Cup Finals. This update is brought to you by ExpressPros.com. When production shifts, your workforce has to keep up. Express Employment Professionals is your best resource for hiring. Find your local team at ExpressPros.com and hire differently. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Hear what they got into earlier today on Kincade and Salciunas.
So what is our relationship like with this Phillies team? Because John and I have talked about this a lot. There's a lot of revisionist history with the 2022 Phillies. That people hated them. Like people,
no, they did.
People despised the 2022 Phillies. They did not even want them to make the playoffs. I remember arguing with people. And then the magical run happened, and now everybody is the number one Phillies fan. And I love that. I love when people love their teams. And then the last couple of postseasons have happened where it has not been great. And this year, they came out the gate horribly, but they're back over 500 again. Have the last couple of postseasons impacted people's love with this team enough where they don't really find joy watching the Phillies all the time? Where are we at now with them?
By the way, do you think they're a likable bunch?
I mean,
like let's start with that.
I don't really like Bryce Harper's
you use the term likable. Kyle Schwarber, I can tell you, is from personal interactions, is an incredibly likable person. He is incredibly likable. Do you find them a likable bunch?
Schwarber, yes. Trey Turner, no. The guy can't even have fun with Elmo.
Bryce Harper, he's not liked in Major League Baseball by his peers. He's not a likable. Like, these guys aren't likable. The Phillies aren't a likable bunch.
Do you want Nick Sirianni or Jalen Hurts to be asked about A.J. Brown?
Can I ask the question that I would say to right now? Well, first off, the Howie question. Why is A.J. Brown not here? Is there...
His answer would be it's voluntary minicamp. It's not mandatory.
So has he expressed a reason why he's not here? Because there have been other voluntary camps where he's been.
A.J. Brown is an Eagle. That's what you're going to get.
That's exactly what you would get.
Now back to the show.
All right, so what we've been talking about today, we're going to be joined by our man Dave Zangaro coming up at 9:05, and we'll ask him the A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts thing. Look, he'll be there. He'll be a part of the press conferences. Is he expecting many A.J. Brown questions to be asked? Will he ask the A.J. Brown question to either Nick Sirianni or Jalen Hurts? That's one of our questions for you to answer on the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. Do you even want to hear an A.J. Brown-related question thrown toward Nick Sirianni and or Jalen Hurts, who both speak today for the first time in OTAs?
I do. Can't wait for it.
All right, well, look.
And I want the questions to be just along the lines of what now? Adam's question was probably better. As a seasoned reporter.
That's why he's making $8 million.
Is asking the question of, but he asks his questions in private too.
That's true.
He never goes to a press conference.
Yep.
He gets to ask him.
We can ask Dave Zangaro head on because Dave Zangaro joins us.
Dave knows.
And via Zoom this morning.
Dave, by the way, I got a leaked pay stub. He's making just under $8 million.
Oh, all right. He's pretty close to it. From NBC Sports Philadelphia, Dave Zangaro. Dave, good morning.
Yeah, it's under. I won't say just under, but it is under for sure.
It was leaked. I don't know who leaked it. Amy Fadul may have leaked it. We're not throwing anybody under the bus.
Well, as you know, Dave, the story's not going away until it goes away. And by it, we mean A.J. Brown. He gets traded to most likely the New England Patriots. So, Dave, you'll be a part of the press conferences today of Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. We're asking our audience today if they even want to hear an A.J. Brown-related question thrown toward Jalen or Nick, or if it's not even worth it. So, look, you're the journalist. You're the reporter here that's joining us on the show. We're fake journalists. We're not even journalists.
No, we're not journalists.
Should there be questions asked about A.J. Brown to Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, and are you interested in what those responses would be?
Look, I think it's fair if those questions are asked. I'm going to be more interested in their answers after it eventually happens. Because right now, I think they're all going to be prepped to basically give non-answers about A.J. Brown. And that's probably going to be their prompt after the trade happens anyway. But at least at that point, they'll have to acknowledge it. Whereas right now, they can just do the Howie line and say A.J. Brown's an Eagle, and that's that. But eventually, there are going to be questions about how we got to this point, if he does indeed get traded, and what happened to get to that point. So I think those are all really valid questions. I'm more interested in asking them after the action actually happens, because at that point, you can't avoid it anymore. At that point, like, when there's something that actually happens, you have to at least answer a question about it.
Dave, do you believe when the story is told, do you believe it will end up being more told as a football story or a personal story? That between the two of them, between AJ and Jalen?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it's going to be kind of interwoven. You can't separate them, really. Like, if the personal side is what led us to this point, that is what it is. But nothing can take away what they did on the football field. I mean, this is a team that went to 2 Super Bowls with A.J. Brown. They won one with A.J. Brown. He has the 2 best receiving seasons in Eagles history. So I think it's going to be kind of a weird legacy that he leaves here, but it's going to be a really strong one. I think he's one of the best receivers we've ever seen in this city, and it's going to be a shame that he can't climb that list because, if he played the rest of his career here, I think he would go down as the greatest receiver in Eagles history, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen now. So I think that is a shame for Eagles fans. I think it's a shame for all of us who got to watch him over the last 4 years, but that's going to leave a bit of a complicated legacy, I think.
Dave, when the story eventually comes out, I'm curious by how his teammates feel about all this because so much is made about Jalen and AJ. Well, what if you're Devontae Smith? What if you're an offensive lineman? What if you're Quinyon Mitchell? Like, you're losing a really good football player for whatever the reason may be. Is there a potential fracture in the locker room over this?
It's a fair question. I can tell you that AJ is very well liked in the locker room, and that's why all the talk about like him being a distraction, I didn't really buy it. Now, was he playing at his best last year? I think the answer to that is no, and I think that to me was the bigger problem. I know that so many people were talking about the situation last year, like it's a distraction in the locker room, and I never saw that. I think the problem with his frustration last year was that it manifested on the football field. Right. He was no longer the same great player. It looked like to me he had lost some focus. So that was the issue. It was never, is AJ Brown like making his teammates mad? That was never the case. So I don't think it's going to cause a rift in the locker room. Guys kind of look at the NFL now, especially guys who have been in the league for a few years, like, hey, it's business. You got to do what's best for you or what you think is best for you, and we'll move on. So I don't think it's going to be anything like that. I think they're going to look around the locker room and say, all right, this is what we have. This is our team now, and kind of move forward.
When you talk about moving forward, they obviously are going to have a much different wide receiver room. How much different dynamic do you think the passing game will actually look this year? Because I asked Adam Schefter about it earlier. I mean, how much can you truly believe this is going to look different this year? How crazy can it get?
It better look different.
You're absolutely right about that.
I don't think you bring in Sean Mannion if you don't want it to look different. I don't think you bring in Sean Mannion and then let him pick a few of his coaches, bring in Dontavian Wicks, who has familiarity with the system, bring in Johnny Munn, who has familiarity with the system. This appears to be a bigger change in offensive philosophy than we've seen here under Nick Sirianni. And I know that there are going to be questions about that because you look at Kellen Moore and the 1 year he was here, and it was a little different. And then you watch Kellen Moore's teams in Dallas or you watch him in New Orleans, and it's very different than what he did here in 24. So I think that obviously the influence from the head coach, the influence from the quarterback changed what Kellen Moore was going to do. And even last week we heard Sean Mannion talking about blending, and you hear that word blend and you go, oh, no blends, just rip out, throw away, start new. But I don't think that's going to be the case either. I do think it's going to be a blend, but it's going to look different. If this is going to work, it has to look different. You don't bring in Sean Mannion to run Nick Sirianni's offense. That wouldn't make sense.
Dave Zangaro of NBC Sports Philadelphia joining us here on Kincade and Salciunas. So, Dave, you wrote an article for NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com, the things going into OTAs that you're most intrigued by. Well, we just touched on a few. Obviously, the A.J. Brown saga and what the offense could look with Sean Mannion. You're putting together a rough draft of your next article. What is it? What is it that you're going to be asking Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, keeping your close eye on during OTAs?
Yeah, there's always a bunch of things. One of the main things at OTAs is just let's see where we are injury-wise. Is Landon Dickerson out there? Cam Jurgens? I think the health of those two is going to be huge for this team this year. Really, the health of the offensive line is enormous. Because I look at this team, and I've been starting to look ahead to the summer, and we always do our top 25 most important Eagles countdown. And it's a good gauge of just how talented is this roster right now. And to me, it's very talented. The questions I have about this team in 2026 are not talent-based. They're about health. They're about scheme. They're about all those other things. I think this is a very talented roster. So when you have a talented team like that, you're going, okay, well, what can derail it? And the number one thing, in my opinion, that could derail this team is that the offensive line isn't healthy. So the health of those two, and then if Lane Johnson can stay on the field, to me, that's where I kind of start in OTAs. And then we want to see the new guys. I want to see Jonathan Grenard out there, Mekhi Lemon, Dontavian Wicks, Reek Woolen, all these guys that they've brought in the offseason. And it's tough to really gauge too much from a couple of OTA practices, but that's kind of what I'll be looking for.
Do you believe that the health of the offensive line is going to be assisted by the new offensive philosophy, the new offensive line coach, and how things are done?
It's hard to say that just because the injuries that we're talking about here, especially with Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson, are like they're just big in scale, right? We're talking about these guys who were injured pretty much all of last season. They played through it. Both of them had treatment this offseason. We know Landon is already starting to think about walking away from football. Like, that's scary stuff because these are young, really talented players. And to be honest, they don't have a lot of depth on their interior offensive line. Brett Toth, who was their top backup last year, left in free agency. So they have Drew Kendall, who was a day 3 pick last year. They drafted a 6th-round offensive guard. But, that's a trouble spot. I know everyone's pointing at safety right now as the weak spot of this team, but you can hide safety. You can't hide it if you have backup guards and centers playing.
Dave Zangaro, one more Eagles-related question, and then 2 other questions that have nothing to do with the Philadelphia Eagles. If that's one kind of does. We'll get there. Have you heard about any potential disciplinary actions regarding Nolan Smith and what took place a couple of weeks ago with the speeding?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. Look, it's obviously a poor decision on his part. He's a really good player when he's healthy, and right now it's like, the next question with Nolan Smith is, does he get a long-term extension? I'm not saying that this is going to be the reason he doesn't get it, but I think it's like you're keeping a tally of everything with Nolan Smith, and it doesn't help. So you just want to see more maturity from him. I don't know if he'll be disciplined. I kind of doubt it. But yeah, it's a shame because he's someone who has a ton of potential to be a really great player in this league. And, you just don't want to see him hurt himself.
If maturity becomes part of that discussion process, has that been part of the potential delay in Jalen Carter getting his money?
It's a good question. With Carter, though, I think he's going to get paid, and I think it's going to be a massive deal. And it still would not shock me if that deal comes this offseason. If we get into the season, Howie Roseman's been very clear to not give extensions during the season the last few years. So there's kind of a deadline put on this by the Eagles themselves. And I don't know if it's a hard deadline, but the last few years they have not given any extensions in season. So if we get to the start of the season, he's going to have to wait until next year. And maybe he wants to do that. Maybe he's going to bet on himself having a really big year, which is possible. I mean, he's super talented. Last season, I thought he played fairly well, given that he didn't have use of his 2 arms basically for a lot of the season. I still think it makes sense to do that one this offseason. I think the Eagles are going to have to pay him top of market, but that's, to me, what he deserves.
All right, Dave. The beauty of Zoom, you doing the interview on Zoom, is I get to see your house. Real tree or fake tree or bush, whatever that is behind you?
That is fake. I do have a lot of real plants in the house. I do not have one up here because this is a carpeted room, so I don't have the real plants up here.
Fair. And then on our YouTube chat, because we stream the show live on YouTube, somebody wants to know, I'm sorry, I can't find where the comment was. You have 4 football helmets over your right shoulder. 3 are facing one direction. 1 is facing the opposite direction. Why?
Just because that's where the logo is on the helmet. So the 3 of them are the Super Bowls I've covered, and the other one is the Sao Paulo game in Brazil.
Oh, that's cool. All right, look at that. See, look, we get the answers that people really want to hear. Nobody really cares about A.J. Brown until it finally happens. We want to know if it's a real plant and why your helmets are facing an opposite direction.
And why
what we do for the people.
And
Dave.
why did you, as part of the evil media, make up the whole A.J. Brown story? He never wanted to leave.
Yeah,
he never wanted to be
that?
traded. You were part of the problem. Just wanted to scold you on that.
Dave, you're the best,
Dave.
man. We appreciate the time. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, guys.
There he is, Dave Zangaro.
That's great.
Via Zoom.
I like that people have the questions like that.
All right, your thoughts on the fake plant for interior decoration?
We've got some fake trees. We have fake trees in the house.
Fake trees?
Yeah, like small trees. Yeah.
I got a live plant for my apartment one time.
And it died.
That plant was alive for how long it lasts until it dies without water. And then I had it for like 3 times as long dead.
Yeah, we got like a fake tree in the corner of one room. It's like a big.
Do you decorate it during Christmas? Is it
not a
is
Christmas
it pine?
tree? No, it's not a Christmas tree. It's in like a big. I'll get Christine to take a picture of it.
All right, we got real plants inside the house. There is.
We have real plants too. You got to have.
One,
by the way,
I think one fake one.
You should have bamboo in your house.
What? I don't have.
You should have a bamboo plant in your house.
Ever since Brad Miller brought it to the Phillies,
very
I'm
good, very goodwill, and good for money. Good for money.
You're Mr. Anti-Jinx, and bamboo's running your money?
No, good for money. Good for money. Goodwill. Goodwill. If you believe. Do you believe in feng shui?
Do you believe in anything?
You believe in feng shui?
Do you believe in miracles? I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I can't get a read on you, Johnny.
Do you believe in feng
You're
shui?
anti-jinxes, but you believe that bamboo in your house brings you money.
Yeah. What do you say? No, feng shui. You believe in feng shui?
I guess.
I don't.
I like the word. It's a fun
fancy word. I've never really knew the actual definition of what
I believe
feng
it's
shui
the Japanese art of arranging things to create
you couldn't live
positive
in,
energy.
Like Christina would not. We could not live in a house once on a cul-de-sac because when we chose the lot, because the house was directly in the cul-de-sac where when you came down the cul-de-sac, you would have driven in the cul-de-sac and gone straight into that driveway. So we had to have one of the off lots because it was not the right feng shui. You don't want that feng shui. That is, I don't even know I honestly, I swear, I don't even know what the term means, but I know that it's there.
I have it in front of me. Feng shui, it's the phonetic spelling for us Americans is FUNKSHWAY. So literally as it sounds.
I don't even know what it really means, but I know that it's about positioning of your house and positioning of things like that.
So rooted in the Chinese words for wind and water, this practice focuses on your connection with your environment. The core principles include the command position. Place your main furniture, like your bed, desk, or stove, so you can see the door without being directly in line with it.
Okay.
Decluttering, which kind of goes against your tree there, Johnny. Clearing out unneeded items allows positive energy to flow freely. The Bagua map is a tool used to divide your home into specific energy sectors, like the wealth sector, career sector, and relationship sector, to apply targeted design choices. So meet me in the wealth sector later
I know it's
today.
like there's one of the things with is that...
Honey, you want dinner in the wealth sector or the career sector
Well, I know
today?
that a lot of the bedrooms, couples that have televisions in their bedroom will have less activity in the bedroom.
So you lead off with the important stuff. What I'm hearing
in that category
is, according to feng shui, Kyle Schwarber should be batting leadoff. I'm just saying. I'm just going off the description.
Because you're getting rid of clutter. And right
you're
now, Trey
leading with
Turner, Trey Turner is cluttered.
There's nothing in. I can tell you this. There's nothing in Christina's house that I say her house because she decorates it. There's nothing clutter about it. She's Monica from Friends. Everything's got to be in its perfect spot.
This is the important information.
It's crazy stuff.
Let's go to Jay in West Philly. Our man Jay.
What's up, Jay?
What up, Jay?
What's going on? How y'all doing?
Oh, good. How
What's
are
up,
you?
buddy?
Hey, look. Let me talk about these Phillies at first, real quick. One quick statement. I don't like them because they're a selfish team led by backstabbing, pandering fraud. So,
hey,
you know what? I always remember that John Kincade is not the biggest Bryce Harper hater in the city when Jay from West Philly calls it.
Exactly. He's a fraud.
Well, if you believe it, if they don't believe he's a panderer, I would tell you that they're the ones who are in denial.
Jay's never liked Bryce.
They're the ones who are in denial.
Jay's never been a Bryce Harper fan.
Oh, because he's a pandering fraud, so-called leader, and the rest of his team is self.
And he's not the leader of the team, so he's not lying. He's not lying. I mean,
you two have your cigarette together.
Let's talk about selfish Paul Bunyan that should be hitting cleanup, but I got to hit lead off. That's why this offense inconsistent. Man,
Wait, Kyle.
What are you talking about, Jay?
Dude, Kyle Schwarber batted leadoff once.
Just once.
Like, what do you? He's not demanding to bat leadoff.
There's no way he shouldn't be the cleanup hitter. 21 home runs with 32
Yeah, but you
RBIs.
can't find three guys, Jay. You can't find three guys worth putting in front of him. That's the problem.
It's not that he wants to bat leadoff. It's that you literally don't have anyone else.
I got to have him up in the first inning, Jay, and I would normally agree with you if they had three guys that could get on base in front of him.
They do. They would get on base if there was the fear of him being in fourth, but that was it. I didn't even want to spend that much time on them frauds. Yeah. Let's talk about Jalen and AJ.
Yeah.
Now, the situation there is he got, and it's not Jalen's fault. He came over, right? You know what I'm saying? They're going to be best friends and all this stuff. Now, y'all got kids. Both of y'all got kids.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
The godfathers to y'all parents. How long did y'all know them?
Relatives. My brother, my sister-in-law for my daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Forever.
Yes, forever.
Okay. So we know this person is unstable. Somebody he met at 18 that hosted him on a recruiting trip is the godfather to your child.
You're not the only one to bring up his wedding party. You're not the only one bringing up the wedding party. Is that most people's wedding parties are made up of people that they grew up with.
Exactly.
You know, his wedding party is made up of people you meet in like the last couple years.
Exactly. We know he had problems in Tennessee. He's unstable with friendships and people in the third. So when he got there, he was thinking Jalen's my guy. He's gonna take care. He's gonna throw me 1,000 footballs and this that. Saquon come. Oh! Now the spotlight on him. Now he's jealous.
Well, he's jealous of Saquon.
He want his numbers. They asked him what was wrong. He said the passing game. He wasn't saying Jalen.
Yeah, he said pass. And look, and the thing is, Jay, and thanks for the call, brother. We all agreed. We all agree with A.J. Brown. We literally all agreed.
The passing game was dysfunctional.
This is where, again, the story changes over time. It's like, back in my day, I batted 250, and then all of a sudden you were batting 350, and then you're batting 450, and then, man, I was the best player in the entire county, right? A.J. Brown was actually celebrated for what he said Monday morning on this show. It was Monday night when Brandon Graham opened up the entire can of worms of those two aren't friends anymore. And then we were like, whoa, what? What? Wait, hold on a second. We have a whole other story. That's people sometimes
AJ
forget
wasn't
the
wrong
timeline.
that the passing game was dysfunctional.
And he didn't have.
But if you don't believe that A.J. Brown was jealous of Saquon Barkley, you're out of your mind.
There was a video that's been circulating when Saquon was taking his first reps in practice when he first got here, and he made a move, and Devontae had the eyeballs of like, wow, look at this, and A.J. shook his head.
Well, I mean, look, look, the guys, look, I think that's more of A.J. just wanting to be the guy. I look at it almost healthy. Almost healthy.
Well,
it's not like a bad jealousy. It's like a competitive jealousy.
Find out. That's what Kurt Warner told us.
Yes, it's like I agree with Kurt on that point. It's I want the ball. I want to be the guy.
All right, coming up next, more debate day topics. Also, you know how we say we live in a world of second chances? Not for this guy. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
When you're in business for 4 decades, that means you've got staying power. That means you are a winner because people keep relying on you. Then when you deal with Dan White and Associates, you realize they're specializing in retirement and financial planning. So you're talking about money. And if you're talking about people's money for 4 decades and they keep coming back and then they send their kids to you and they send friends, people, and other people to you, that means they've been doing the right things for a long time. They help you find certainty in your financial future. Your financial future may be taking you into your 30s and 40s. Your financial future may be taking you into your 60s and 70s. Finances in retirement can be overwhelming. You can overthink things. Well, the experts at Dan White & Associates will help you make sense of it all, and they'll help you create income in retirement that will support the lifestyle that you're looking to live. They host educational seminars throughout Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland, and they've got offices in Glen Mills, PA, Middletown, and Lewis, Delaware. You can go have a nice dinner, listen, be a passive listener, and then you're going to want to set up your own complimentary no-risk consultation. Have the first conversation about your money with Dan White & Associates, and then you're going to want to have a second because you're going to realize they're low pressure. They have an approach that caters to you. It's Dan White & Associates. Check out my friends at danwhiteandassociates.com on the web.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phils take the series in San Diego. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies found another win out in Cali late last night. A 4-3 final to take the series win over the Padres, taking the first 2 games. Aaron Nola, 6 innings and only allowed 2 runs in that outing, delivering the Phils their 5th straight quality start, his best start in recent memory this season. Turner, Harper, and Realmuto all homered in the game as well. Don Mattingly talked after the game about what he got out of his starting pitcher.
No walks again, 2 in a row. And I know that the underlying numbers of the last outing was really good. So we were feeling good about where he's been going. Just kind of kept him off balance all night. Like the way he's going.
And the pitching staff is going well in general. Game 3 is today at 4:10 p.m. as the Phils go for the sweep. The guy leading that charge is on the mound. Christopher Sanchez faces Walker Buehler. Sanchez is 3 2/3 innings away from the longest scoreless inning streak in franchise history. He could hit that mark this afternoon. The Eagles got OTAs going yesterday. Nick Sirianni will meet with the media today at 11:40. Jalen Hurts at 1:55. We're going to have a bunch of audio from that here on The Fanatic. You're going to want to hear what they have to say. The Thunder took a 3-2 lead in the Western Conference Finals in the NBA last night. They're 1 game away from the finals, and Golden Knights swept their way to the Stanley Cup Finals out west. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
Coming up at 10, Middays with Marks. Now more of Kincade and Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
The final hour of Kincade and Salciunas is presented to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. You need details? Go to Bagster.com.
All right, don't forget, coming up 10 o'clock, Middays with Marks. Johnny Marks, Sean Brace. You and Johnny Marks will be hanging out in Marlton tomorrow.
Yes.
Little Flyers.
We'll be all fired up tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, man.
With a bunch of special guests, special giveaways. Best Flyers jersey, worst Flyers jersey. Giving you Rally House gift cards. Looking forward to that. It'll be a good time. Chickies and Pete's in Marlton tomorrow night.
And Billy C's stopping by, too.
You're not stupid.
Yeah,
Bill
that's right,
Colarulo
Bill
will be
Colarulo.
there, and Bill's bringing his list of Mr. Snyder era suggestions for how to get the Flyers
Hell
back.
yeah, man.
Which I just, for someone who I respect his hockey knowledge as much as I respect Bill, I need him to get out of the, what was it, DeLorean?
Yes.
He needs to get out. He's been hanging out with Doc. What was Doc's name? He's been hanging out with the old Doc in the DeLorean too much.
Doc Holliday.
He wants to go back, and he's looking to go back to the future and reinvent Doc Brown to reinvent the Flyers of the Mr. Snyder era as all these people with, hey, got to go get Austin Matthews,
bring him
man.
home. Let's go. Austin
This
Matthews.
is not the time to get Austin Matthews.
Austin Matthews,
Connor
or
McDavid.
nobody else. Let's go.
Broken down. 3 injuries, broken down. No.
We'll fix him.
No. Danny has just fixed the salary cap. He's got the draft capital. You've just gotten everything cleaned up. Yeah, let's go get the highest priced guy on the market and just put all our chips on the table.
Let's make it happen.
Dumb.
Do you have a worst jersey? Or did you ever buy one? Like, because you get rid of things too.
I do. I told you my Kevin Cobb.
Is Cobb by far your worst one that you've ever owned? Like, that means you also maybe got rid of it at some point. Because I had a Broderick Bunkley jersey that my mom got me.
Bunkley. Why'd you have a Broderick Bunkley jersey?
My mom, I asked, you know.
You asked for a Broderick Bunkley?
I asked for an Eagles jersey.
Oh.
And my mom, you're talking to Mr. Bowl Basket over here. All right, my
That
mom,
is the truth.
I learned shopping from mommy, and she found an Eagles jersey on sale. And it's because Broderick Bunkley got his name or his number changed, and I think she bought it for like $5.
Oh,
I also
why?
had a Kevin Curtis jersey.
Hey, that's a good jersey.
Not the weird color ones though.
Oh.
My mom got me a green Kevin Curtis jersey.
That was his best game, was wearing those
I
jerseys.
once on a trip up visiting, got who was it? The defensive end, early Andy Reid.
Early Andy
Reid era. Defensive end was a bust. ND Kalu.
Oh, dude, I loved ND Kalu.
Well, he was terrible. And I had an ND Kalu that I got
That's awesome.
that I got at a Salvation Army.
That's fantastic. Dude.
I had an ND Kalu, and it was amongst a bunch of stuff. I was looking at other stuff, and there's an ND Kalu, and I had it,
man.
and it had a mustard stain on it.
Hey, 8 sacks in 2002. ND Kalu did.
What did he end with? Was he here how many years? 5? 4? 5?
Well, he had 2 stints. Rookie year, played 3 games. Then he goes to Washington for 3, then comes back with the Eagles. So in 5 seasons, he played 64 games and totaled 18.5 sacks. Take that.
Not as terrible as I thought.
From a 5th round pick?
That's pretty bad.
You take 5th round pick. Take that.
Yeah,
you guys
he was
buy
not.
some bad jerseys,
You
man.
have a bad.
It
never had a single bad.
mustard
Never had
stain
a
on
single
it.
bad jersey ever.
No, especially not a Sixers player.
Oh, yes, you did.
No, that guy was a great defender.
Yeah, dude, you fell in love with.
I also had a Namdi Asamoah jersey. That one's
Did
much
you
worse.
really?
Yeah, that was much worse.
I would have rather had his.
But there was hype to that one. Like that one, I understood.
Hey, there was hype at Bible.
No, there wasn't.
All-world defender.
A lot of people.
No, there
were
was
just
no hype.
So wrong.
I would rather have had a Kerry Washington jersey over the Namdi Asamoah.
I think there was a lot of new Sixers fans when Matisse Thybulle became a thing, because the process was like the new cool thing, and I think because Matisse Thybulle was Mr. Fishtown and had a vlog.
You mean
there were a lot of new fans that weren't really traditional basketball fans that fell in love. I'm not saying you, Connor, that fell in love with Matisse Thybulle and ignored how bad of a basketball player he is. by the way. Brendan Sorsby.
Yes.
That was the tease going to the break. World of second chances, but maybe
Does
not for
people
this guy.
even know Brendan Sorsby?
Brendan Sorsby is the quarterback now with Texas Tech that was with the Indiana football program and was gambling on Indiana to win only, John.
Yeah, he's like Pete Rose.
Yeah, to win only. And he got caught. He went into a program because he was calling it,
he says he has a addiction, which is just like drugs or alcohol.
Which I completely disagree with.
So you do?
I
now,
believe.
I thought you and I would disagree on this one.
I believe gambling is an addiction. I don't think it's addiction's addiction, but like.
I thought you and I were going to disagree on this one.
An alcohol addiction, if you stop, you could die. Right? Like, if you're addicted to alcohol and you just go cold turkey, there's a chance that you die.
Is there?
Why?
Can't your body shut down?
No.
I don't think that's a thing.
No. What do you mean your body's going to die?
I think it's better off for it the minute withdrawal, but
the body's better off for it the minute you stop. Yes. Your body's better off for it the minute you stop.
I don't think we're the guys to be having this conversation.
Anyways.
Yeah, there's no reason you just know. Your body's better off for it.
I got no degree.
All right, I'll try to find that out.
You can stop cold turkey alcohol, and a doctor would tell you stop cold turkey. A doctor would tell all three of us to stop cold turkey alcohol today and never have it again. Any doctor would tell us that.
No, it's going to be nice this weekend.
Those who have been drinking, all right, those who have been drinking heavily for several years. Can experience seizures during the detox and withdrawal process. There's also something called delirium tremens. This serious condition presents a number of dangerous symptoms, which could lead to heart attack, stroke, and massive seizures leading to death. So there is a way. Your heart attack is caused by the alcohol withdrawal. Bottom line that I'm trying to get to, if you stop gambling on sports, you're not going to have health issues and potentially die from it.
More important, this guy trying to claim that his addiction to his phone, his addiction to his sports betting app, which at one point he was on his sports betting app 13 hours one day. Scrolling 13 hours.
Yeah, and if he decided to stop, he's fine.
He was addicted to it's just like a player being addicted to drugs or alcohol, and he should be allowed to go back and play. Wrong. Now he's the Texas Tech quarterback, by the way. And he wants to be allowed to play. No, dude, you cannot be trusted to not bet on your games.
Yeah.
You can't be trusted to not bet on the games you play in because you're a fool.
Yeah. And the NCAA shot it down. Now they're going to try to take it to another process. I don't know why Texas Tech is going so far for this kid. If I'm being honest with you, like, if you're Texas Tech, I'm wiping my hands. League said no. I wouldn't.
Can he play?
Well, exactly. I know, and that's the shame of it. Like, you mean to tell me there's not another 5-star recruit that you can pay a lot of money to? Because that's where we're at now. You're not recruiting these guys anymore for free. Here's how much money we have to you.
And you can't trust this guy. And to me, I think his defense is ignorant. I think he's got an ignorant defense. And to me, it's not cool.
Here's what I'll say. You got guys that played in the NBA playing college basketball right now. I mean, the line is so blurred with what's allowed and what's not, and who gets back in.
This line was not blurred.
You got caught gambling.
Blurred.
Okay,
you were gambling.
No, this is not in the Hall of Fame because of it. You know what I mean? Like this isn't a blurred line.
Okay, but it's okay for somebody to play pro basketball in the NBA, then go play college sports again.
They never technically played.
They never technically played.
No, there's a guy that played in the NBA that played in college basketball.
No,
they played in an NBA game.
He logged minutes in the NBA.
Yes. And he played in college basketball.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's something that someone will rule on, and they make the decision on that. He didn't bet on a game. He didn't illegally break the rules. He's not breaking the rules.
I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff with college basketball, college sports in general, that is changing. It's very tough with NIL and the current status. Like, everybody gets back.
Yeah, but they're not breaking the rules.
I think playing in the NBA and then going back to college is breaking the rules.
But it's not. Because somebody will determine whether it's breaking the rules or not, and it's not.
So why can't this be determined that it's not?
Because this guy's betting on his games.
Yeah, you can't.
You're betting on the games you're playing in.
They're both the rule.
No.
Objectively, yes.
No. There's nothing.
Dude, no. You can't gamble and then there's no blurred line.
You can't play in the NBA and then play in college. Both are wrong.
No, it's not wrong. It's not wrong if they change the rule. You can. Gambling on your team, on a game you're playing in, or a game you're a part of a team of?
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills over here.
No, I think you are. I think you're ODing. And we're going to get you into withdrawal soon, hopefully.
And you're wrong. Charles Bediako never appeared in an NBA game. G League game. And look, I agree. I still would not allow a G League player to play back in college basketball, but I just want, for the record, he never played a minute in the NBA. All right, coming up next, can the Phillies complete the sweep? We have debate day. And also, Johnny, I'm going to attack a group of people that think they're better than everyone else.
Uh-oh.
And I know you'll have my back. Will Connor, I don't know. Connor's already angry at us.
And you're very empathetic.
We'll find out next here on the Fanatic. All right, what's up, guys? It's Andrew. Let's talk about this FanDuel Sportsbook app that I love. FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge. I can bet. I can use it. FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge is giving you better payouts on same-game parlays all NBA playoffs long, with more ways to build and more value every time you play. You could stack your picks your way for every game, every matchup, and every moment. Hell, you could do a Jared McCain same-game parlay for those of you non-believers out there that the trade was dumb. Jared McCain, you can do his over in threes and points, and then you can take an OKC win. If you're betting same-game parlays this NBA postseason, bet them on FanDuel because there's more options, there's better payouts, and it happens all NBA playoffs long. Just head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Play your game. You got to be 21 plus. President of Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Phillies are in the middle of a stretch of play.
Real quick, how old do you believe Bismack Biyombo is?
31.
29.
Wow, I can't believe you guys went that young. I thought he was like in his late 30s. He's only 33. He's been in the league for 15 years.
Well, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
He's on the Spurs, and there's a little controversy. There was a video that the camera caught last night when Wemby was going to the bench because the Spurs were down, so they were pulling the starters. And Wemby went up to both Mason Plumlee and Bismack Biyombo and said something in their ear. Very next possession, Mason Plumlee, really hard foul on Jared McCain. Foul.
Right.
Ball goes inbounded again. McCain drives. Biyombo smacks him in the face. And there's people wondering, did Wemby say something?
Well, Wemby, did you see when Wemby did the little TikTok dance thing?
No.
Wemby sort of mocking him.
Jared McCain?
And the joke's on Wemby.
Yeah.
I don't think Wemby's extremely likable. Just don't think he is a...
I would like him to play for my team.
Oh, no, I'd love to watch him play. I'd love to root for him. But wow.
All right. Give us a debate day topic. Let's do a debate day. Hopefully we can sneak in 2. Let's do 1 here. Then I have to rip the soccer community if they allow this. Go ahead.
All right, so we have a question here on the worst jersey conversation. I guess we could turn this into a debate. Either an Eric Rowe or an Omar Gaither jersey. This person can't decide what the worst one is.
Omar Gaither, wow.
Eric Rowe, there was potential upside. So I would say Omar Gaither is the worst jersey because I don't remember many people talking about Omar Gaither being like some great player.
My buddy Joe Pepe, he told me yesterday he got a Tim Tebow jersey, an Eagles Tim Tebow jersey.
That's a great jersey.
Ray has
and Tim
one,
Tebow during Tim Tebow mania.
Yeah, doesn't Ray? I think Ray has a Tebow Eagles jersey, if I'm not mistaken.
Did he really?
I think, unless it was the Jets one. By the way, did you see that Fanatics last week was doing like a $1 jersey sale for like Rodgers Jets jerseys? Like
were they really?
All the really bad.
I didn't see that.
There was 2 Dolphins jerseys.
Well,
would you buy for the joke a $1 jersey?
Yes,
because I
absolutely.
Would. I didn't feel
absolutely
like it
would
because the shipping was like.
God, I wish you'd shown it to me. I would have done it.
All right. Do you know who Maurizio Pochettino is?
No, I don't think so.
Is he the guy in the pizza box that Mike Missinelli used to get really upset about?
No,
the guy was like kissing his fingers.
He's from Argentina, John.
I didn't know.
How dare you?
I didn't know.
He is also the head coach of the U.S. men's national team.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Maurizio.
No, I didn't know.
Maurizio.
No American guy wanted the job?
Maybe not. Or maybe no American guy could cut it. Just saying.
Really? After all these years in America, we can't find a good coach?
Had it last time and it didn't go well.
Has USA men's soccer been all that good?
No, it's been terrible.
Maurizio was very upset yesterday.
About what?
They announced their rosters for Team USA. And it's a very fair question to ask why certain players were left off the roster, right? Like, hey, why did this guy not make it? He got angry with the reporter. We cannot talk about the players that are not on the roster because it's very disrespectful to the players that made the roster. Because we are going to talk about the players that are not in the roster, and for me, that is very disrespectful. And he was angry at the reporter. Why? That's a fair question. Like, this soccer community, I get it. You guys all think you're better than everybody else. Like, that's a very fair question. Why did so-and-so... Like, we're picking the best of the bunch, right? So why did so-and-so not make the team? Not that I can tell you who the players are, because I don't really care. But, like, why is that a question to get angry about?
Why would you get angry about that?
I don't know.
Because they're soccer people?
Maurizio was upset. He was not very happy.
Wow.
You know?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's a little bit soft.
Soft.
Yeah, soft.
Not shocked.
Just saying.
Soft.
Not shocked. All right.
Soft.
Did the Phillies complete the sweep today?
Yes. Yes.
Well done, man.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
You're facing Walker Buehler. You have Christopher Sanchez on the mound. You don't win today.
And there's a lot of people upset that Walker Buehler didn't come back.
Yeah, that 5 ERA looks pretty darn good, doesn't it?
By the way, wouldn't how many innings has he given you?
Who,
Is it
Walker
around
Buehler?
Is he like 4 2/3? I was trying to check that the other day. I was trying to check the options that were out there at the time.
5'5", 6'5" and a third, 4 2/3, 2 2/3, 5'6", 2 2/3.
I mean, he's going. I think it came out. I think Dork Boy was doing the math. He was like a 4 2/3 guy.
Yeah, he's an innings eater.
He's just a guy.
He's just a guy. He's better than one guy, but you can't get rid of Noel.
No, I just saw a quality start.
Yeah, that's right. No, you saw more than a quality start.
I told you yesterday. I felt it was coming.
Phil's minus 162 on the money line. Phil's complete the sweep today. All right, give us one more debate day discussion.
This one from DeWood on the YouTube chat. He asks, can smaller guys wear offensive lineman jerseys?
Depends. How small we talking? I thought it was funny when Pat Egan would wear Jason Peters jersey? I always found that kind of funny. Oh, no, Mailata. He wore a Mailata jersey.
Yeah, you can't do it. You can't do it. I'm sorry.
How small are we talking?
But I don't know, smaller than average.
I used to do a thing called True Confessions, where we should have done it here, where we would ask athletes questions about the fans.
Yes.
Say, tell us about the fans and everything, and that's where they would say, or tell us about sports talk radio hosts and everything, and they would get on us, and they loved seeing fans wear their jersey.
That's cool.
They loved it. And one of the things was offensive linemen loved seeing women in their jersey loved seeing women in their jersey.
Oh, duh.
Yeah, dude.
Like
breaking news.
Yeah.
Because they always said that the women wore the quarterback's jersey, wore the wide receiver's jersey, wore the running back's jersey.
Because with all due respect to the linemen of yesteryear, they weren't what they are now.
And so they always enjoyed when they saw a woman wearing their jersey.
Yeah.
They thought that was the greatest thing.
Now
in the
you have
world.
Jordan Mailata, who's 6'8", can sing, can do everything, and you're like, oh wow, all right.
Yeah, they used to be called. Well, they still are the Big Uglies.
Yeah,
right?
not anymore, man.
Big fatties.
Well,
That's what. Buddy Ryan, God rest his soul.
Everybody have a great rest of your day. We got Middays with Marks coming your way next. Patricia Caputo will be producing the show. Ray Dunn finishing his West Coast tour. Is he back tomorrow?
Ray should be nervous.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Ray tried to stab me in the back for many years when I was producing Middays.
Patricia's
so
plotting something.
You know what? I'm Team Patricia on this one. Everybody have a great rest of your day. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning here on 97.5 The Fanatic.